Let's just get this shit show on the road. Oh, yeah, and sitting in this chair does not help my left arm. For those of you who know what's going on with my left arm. Fuck is that? Okay. I mean, whatever. Caught me off guard, though. Okay. Yeah. New community policy. New community policy. No changing your fucking pronouns without informing Kai it's happening ahead of time, because I don't know if I'm being fucked with or not. Congratulations, Wither. For those of you that weren't on the Discord server this afternoon, fucking Wither is now a she, her pronoun set. So you know. But fucking just randomly announces that, like, by the way, I'm now she/her pronouns, and I'm like, did I miss something? Did I, like, miss a fucking, like, an entire conversation that was, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Karina, I require forms filed in triplicate and submitted to me in advance at least 6 to 9 weeks so I can prepare myself mentally. Is this what parents feel like when their kids come out? I think so. I was like, wait, what? Really? Fucking Lexi steps in, is like, yeah. I'm like, okay. If fucking Alex says it's official, it's official. Congratulations with her. Good luck. God bless. Love who you want to love. Live how you want to live. You know I don't give a shit. Nonsense. What is up, my man? Fucking A. Yeah. Make it about me again. Alex was like, I love that, because I immediately started lecturing with her as, like, in the feminine, right? I'm like, young lady. Fucking Alex was like, I love that you just, like, yeah, I don't care. Like, be who you want to be, live how you want to live, love who you want to love. You'll never catch any criticism or condemnation or critique from me for that. It's just caught off guard. I was like, wait, what? Why was I not informed? Because the world does revolve around me, if you're not aware. Nonsense, how was your stream? What did you guys get up to? Fucking A. I'm still sweaty from my workouts. Core work and legs today because my arms are fucked. Because Kai is a dumbass. Kai is a stupid boy who fucking overdid or misunderstood or just generally fucked up what his PT told him to do with his forearms with the tissue work. So I woke up today with my left arm literally fucking, like, just nerve spasms down the entire thing. Like, could not fucking, like, hold my hand up sort of shit. Fucking, it was a fucking miserable cunt of a morning. I fucking dosed myself with 400 mgs of ibuprofen and went back to fucking bed until like 2:30 in the afternoon, completely fucking up my food schedule, completely screwing up my macro count for today. Kat, please stop reminding us that we're the same person, please and thank you. Kat, just accept it. Just accept it. We are iterations of we are reflections of the same code base within the matrix. That's all. You and I are a fractal expression of one another. Just accept it. Oh, baby Kai. Oh, Frackle. Thank you for the resub. Fucking 14 months. Look at that. Frackle with one of the founder's badges. Frackle with a first badge. Frackle, how are you, my man? You doing okay? I hope you're better than me physically, at least. All right. Finished my pentagram wreath and explained how I am Overlord. Good to know, nonsense. Good to know. I want to see the wreath, by the way. TLDR, left wrist was locked up this morning when I woke up. Love, love you, cat. Frackle, my left arm is completely fucked up. Forearm tendinopathy, because we don't call it tendinitis anymore, by the way. Tendinosis if it's chronic, tendinopathy if it's acute. And so my I've got pain in my wrist. I can't load the hand right now. It's a whole fucking thing. I'm gonna have to back off it for a few days and then do like eccentric exercises with it to fucking rehab it, because you can't rest tendons. You have to active rest them. Bobby, thank you for the resub. Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing, especially when I'm starting to like really make gains in my arms and shit, right? Like, it's a pain in the ass, but my core work is coming along. I got my leg. Tell me about it, Frackle. Fuck yeah, you got one? You got a hookup on that? Fucking my core work's coming along. My legs are coming along. So, like, honestly, one of the most badass things that, like, for me, one of the most badass things, like feelings you can have. Dude, my left arm's fucked. I can't do curls or anything right now. I'm on the floor doing core work, fucking just rocking those abs out, and I'm listening to fucking jams. If you've got music that makes you feel like a badass, even better. And I'm fucking cranking it out. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking working around this shit. Like, I'm the soldier on the battlefield that's got like a blown off fucking arm, and he's picking up the machine gun and just rocking it out with the right arm solo and shit like that, right? Like, there's something about working out around an injury that legitimately makes you feel like an utter badass. So recommendations if you can do it. Try not to get injured though. Have you tried stapling your arm back together? Yeah, Wither, I'll get right on that. Nonsense. Yeah, that's my whole life. Wither's a puddle of joy. Oh, I'm glad, Wither. Let's see. Both my arms and legs are worn out. If I flex my biceps for more than a few seconds, it tries to cramp. I was cutting firewood today. Oh, Rev. I wish I could feel that. I just put the Pentawreath in shared content. Okay. What, why, what up? That was stupid. Fuck you, browser. Dude, my dexterity is a little shot right now. I'm still recovering from, I'm not really that shaky, but I'm a little shaky. Nice nonsense. Perma tendon post-injury and neuropain loop. Keep on keeping on. Rex, yes. Breach. 2 shoulder surgeries here. Could use a cyber arm myself, says Bobby. Cassie opting in for just a replacement body. I feel you on that one, Cassie. But I like having, like, as much as I'd like to replace my nervous system, that's the thing. Can I get a nervous system replacement? Like, nanobot nervous system replacement? Because I like having, I like kicking the shit out of my body. I do. Dude, I felt amazing the last couple of days. See, this is the universe, by the way. This is the fucking universe. This is why I don't say shit. This is why I don't trust this fucking bit cunt of an existence. Whatever this shit is, it's fucking bullshit. All right? This is the pattern in my life. If I have a good day or two, I have to pay for it. And so, like, I don't know what this weird karmic response is out of the universe, but I had an amazing couple of days. Like, Tuesday, Wednesday were great fucking days. And then fucking Thursday was a pretty good goddamn day too. Like, and then Friday, of course, I'm fucked. I'm just absolutely fucked, and I'm set back by weeks now as a result. Welcome to the universe of Kai. I don't know what that shit is about. If I worked out, I'd probably fall apart. Too many injuries from work. Oh, God. Wish the snow didn't make the air burn. Walking was hard today. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd imagine, especially with your neurovirus shit. I was going to put your face on one, but you didn't put on the cat ears. Oh, nonsense. Just ask me next time. There's pictures of me around with cat ears and shit. Nonsense. Just tag me and I'll send you whatever you need. Hey, Ez. Eskazon. Sorry. Hey Esk. Give me a new body over any minor injury, says Cat. Yeah, I like being able to work my body though. I like the burn. I like the effort. Bobby, I got no answer to that. Y'all need to start figuring out what the fuck you want for bad movie night then. All you have to do is move 12 heavy-ass pine logs and use a chainsaw for 3 hours, then carry a bunch of firewood rounds. Easy peasy, says Rev. Fair enough. I'd swallow all the nanobots if they could fix all my shit. I know, right, Cassidy? Preach. Today was just a shit day, says Bobby. Don't trust this bit. Existence. Oh my god, my day is made. Yeah, we can't have nice things. I know, right, Kaiser? Fucking, this universe is a cunt. 12 to 15 by hand and rope. Oof. Had a random numbness attacks all week. Left leg, lower back, and right arm shoulder. Got punked. Do you know what that's coming from? Because if not, you might want to get that checked. That's not good. Yeah, you like, you might want to check in on that. Just saying. You're just doing it for clout, Wither. I don't trust you. Yeah, can't trust it yet. Gonna have to check in with you after a year or two. It may be a phase. I'll have stem cell treatments for the rotator cuff. Yes. Do you get 24 to 36 hour delay on ripping pain after pushing body? You're talking DOMS, Rex. Delayed onset muscle soreness. My DOMS usually kicks in within 24 hours. Actually, Cat, I don't think so. I don't think so, because you've got indigenous / like Cat. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, my DOMS usually kicks in about 24 hours later, Rex. Yeah, your indigenous card plays pretty heavily in that ranking, Cat. I don't know. I do. Nerve damage from lifting and being on my feet too much. Okay, good. At least you know what it's from, God. I just undiagnosed random numbness across multiple, like, asymmetric portions of the body is not a great thing if you don't know what's causing it. I don't even know about DOMS. I know stuff. Yeah. DOMS is delayed onset muscle soreness. And it's one of my favorite parts of working out. Rev, I trust no one. Most reliable Dom will forever be Doms. And I just chugged my my shake, my protein shake before stream, like literally like 4 minutes before stream, before I hit the start button at least. So, I'm 20 some minutes out, but it's digesting, and it's the full one because like I said, I went back to bed and so my schedule's all fucked up today and shit. So like I didn't split my shake because exactly. Because I've been splitting it recently. But today I just had no choice but to do all 85 grams of protein and 70 grams of carb and psyllium and fucking glutathione and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going through the fucking ingredients list, but yeah, there's fucking 85 grams of protein and 70 grams of carb in there, in one go. Yes. Yeah. Efficient. Yeah. Was it 55 in goat milk whey protein isolate and then 30 in hemp protein powder. So my thighs are a bit burny too right now. I just sort of noticed that. Yeah, I get it, Rev. I get it. What's up, Dats? Oh, fuck me. Oh, it just... It's okay. I don't know. We'll see how I can ride my bike with it. That's going to be the thing. Loading on the wrist like that, because that loads the forearm. It's going to be a thing. I might have to offload like from biking onto just like hardcore leg workouts like I did today, which is a thing. Plus, I can't get cardio in. Biking is the best cardio for me. That's going to be a whole fucking thing. I feel like I need to like play the like Cartman, the South Park Cartman goes to the inner city episode for a bunch of you, right? Mr. Cartmanez teaches the inner city Latinos and black kids how to cheat like white people. You must cheat. Y'all motherfuckers need to learn some white people cheating. Like fucking, oh, it feels icky to claim Cherokee. Oh, it feels icky to claim Parapeche. Fucking, there are as white as the driven snow fucking suburban white girls going to a liberal arts school who, if they had a 1/1000th sliver of some shit, that would be the first thing out of their mouth. Like, oh my God, I am like, you know, come on, motherfuckers. You need, use it, embrace it. The system is fucked. You're getting screwed and oppressed and coerced 8 ways to Sunday. Right? Like, just fucking leverage it. Stand and Deliver, I think. Bobby. Was it, do you know, was it Stand and Deliver? I think it was Stand and Deliver. The South Park episode where Cartman goes to the inner city, I think so. Okay, yeah. I figured Bobby would probably know this. I think it's Stand and Deliver is what it was parodying. Wait, so the fact that I don't want to means I'm worthy after all? Actually, Rev, yes. Bobby's about 99% sure. Cool. Rev, actually, yeah, in my book at least, yeah. Yeah, the people who are like, yeah, it makes you more worthy. The people who are like, I don't want to be in charge, are the people you kind of want to be in charge. The motherfucker that stands up and goes, I want the power. You don't want them to have the power. Right? Like the ones that are reticent to take advantages of take advantage of those sorts of options are usually the ones who are like introspective and reflective upon the process and respectful of those sorts of things. Right? Like that's you feel some sort of reverence for the culture and the people and the society. Like it legitimizes your sort of like attachment to it in a way. Yeah, I truly believe that. Yeah, the fact that you are reticent to do it is the huge qualifier in my eyes. You're like, I don't think I should. You should then. Have I had soup lately? No. Actually, I haven't. I haven't had soup in a while. What if I don't want power because I know I'm incompetent, says Caboose. Gotta learn by doing, Caboose. One learns by doing and one learns by making mistakes. So I you know, Cat, fucking probably more competent than the LARPer. Power to the one who doesn't want it. Exactly, Night Loader. What if I'm just really lazy? Oh, well, then I respect it, Caboose. I respect it. I get that. I understand that impetus. Yeah, that impetus is one of the best impetuses in my mind, at least. Hey, Puka. Puka shell necklaces need to make a comeback. I just had that thought. As I say, Puka. I just had that thought. Puka shell necklaces need to make a comeback. You fucking hippie. I don't deny that. I've got the heart of a hippie. Yeah. I like a lot of stuff about hippies. I dislike a lot of stuff about hippies. But I like a lot of stuff about hippies. Puka, me too. You'll naturally take a leadership role over time in any skill you learn to excel in, says Kaiser. Did you have anything with soup? Perhaps something made from yeast, flour, salt, and water. Hard, flat with holes in it. Can't think what it's called. Help me. Nope. I haven't. In fact, sorry. Thoughts on punks? I like punks. The punk scene was one of my formative experiences. I love punk. Yeah. Cowpoker. Power to the people, brah. Let's get planning the movement, brah. Just right after this groovy tune. Caboose. That makes you an effective leader. You understand what just happened, Caboose, right? Fucking, you're an effective leader. If I were a leader, I'd surround myself with the best experts available because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Yeah, congratulations. You know how to be an effective leader, Caboose. Good job. Caboose, fuck. Yeah. Don't vote for me. Just make it not hurt. Somebody make it not hurt. It hurts. It's just uncomfortable. Fucking just shooting pain. I'm not into like musical theater and ballet and opera and shit like that, non-binary, so don't really know what you're talking about. Parents were rainbows. Oh. Fuck Confucius. Taoism for the win. Taoism for life, baby. Fuck Confucius. Fucking patriarchal, hierarchical son of a bitch. Bitch! Was that, oh, wait, was that xenophobic? Yes, Bobby, a certain word has been banned. I seem to remember about these people, Rev. Like, I vaguely... What if I self-identify? Fuck your self-identity, Bobby. Oh, cat. Yes, but yes, Bobby. That word has been banned. You hardtack looking motherfucker. You're picking out your flag and memes. So is it, which one is it? Yeah. Yeah, I know. What are we gonna, like, there's literally a business name that we can't talk about, I guess. C-word barrel. It is so dumb. It is so dumb. It is so dumb. But I'm done fucking, I'm done talking about it. I don't care. Like, I don't, whatever. Cunt barrel. No, we're fine with cunt. Cunt is no longer the C word. Cunt is fine. Cunt. Cunt is not an issue. I can say cunt till the cows come home on fucking Twitch. That's not the C word on Twitch. On Twitch, the C word is a flour-based baked good that is generally bland in flavor. Yeah, you got the N word and you got the C word. What I do want to talk about. Hang on. Let me get it. I love this. I love this headline. I saw this early. And then I think Cupcake. Yeah, it was Cupcake posted it to shared content. So I was slacking and didn't post it to shared content. This is my favorite fucking thing, right? Like this is my favorite thing. This is an anti-5G pendant. Okay, it's a quantum pendant. This protects you from the evil 5G rays. Okay? It's radioactive. It's fucking radioactive. The goddamn thing is radioactive. It's fucking radioactive. It's fucking radioactive. The Dutch Authority for Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection issued a warning about 10 products that gave off ionizing radiation. This one is for fucking children, right? Like there's a whole bunch of them, right? Here's the list. There's the Dutch fucking let's see if they have the yep, okay. Okay, well, very well. Here's a sleep mask, radioactive. Here's some here's a necklace, radioactive. Here's an armband, radioactive. Here's another armband. This one's magnetic, radioactive. Here's a silicone strap, radioactive. Here's another bracelet, but for fucking kids. It's pink and it's for kids. It's radioactive. Here's another one. Oh, it's for boys. It's blue. It's radioactive. Here's a pendant. Ooh, fancy radioactive. And oh look, another armband. It's radioactive. I adore this. Oh, I love this. This is my favorite story. Oh my God. Let's actually, you know what? Let's run that way. Let's see. How? What the fuck are they making the shit out if they're all radioactive? Okay, so according to the Dutch the Dutch ministry on this, they all contain material in some way, shape, or form that produces ionizing radiation, right? Like that's so it just sort of depends on the product. Like I think like the magnetic bracelet. Probably the like one of the like the metal, if I'm guessing the metal that the magnet attaches to, given that it's Chinese, is probably recycled metal, something along those lines. The beads on the silicone strap, the beads are metallic beads, and I'm guessing that metal is what's up. Yes. So, but yeah, according to the Dutch ministry, they contain all 10 of those products contain radioactive materials in some way, shape, or form that are producing or emitting ionizing radiation, which, you know, is the kind that damages DNA and causes cancer. Oh, by the way, the Dutch are saying, don't throw them away. These have to go to a specialty recycler. Like, you can't just toss these in the trash. Like, the Dutch ministry told the Dutch people, like, in their announcement on national TV, by the way, that, like, hey, don't throw this stuff in our trash. We don't want radioactive material in our trash. Right? Like, this stuff has to be properly disposed of. Like, Cassidy, it could. Oh, fuck it. Where? I love it. I absolutely adore it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. They're fucking they're protecting themselves from fucking 5G signals that are supposed to control their brain, and they're like, I'm a fucking put this necklace around my neck. It protects me from 5G. Bill Gates can't control my brain. Radiation, 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 radiation. Yeah, exactly, public. Cat. Oh, that's perfect. I hate it. Chat, I just saw the meme. A pendant made of depleted uranium can be worn to protect from 5G radioactive microwaves. Now you gotta say all that in redneck Dutch, aka Afrikaans. Yeah, I can't do that. 5 years later. Cancer. Oh yeah, Cassie, they're sold in other countries. You can buy them on Amazon, I think. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I'm pretty sure you can buy them on Amazon. Okay, well, at least the first one that I checked isn't sold on fucking Amazon anymore. Oh, fucking A. Public. I hate you for being so right on that, public. I hate you for being so right. You know what? When they get cancer, they're going to be all, I should have bought two! You suck. You suck, man. You're right, though. You're spot on. You're right. Is this mainly a Netherlands thing? Because I can't think the QAnoners eating this up like Jersey chicken. Oh yeah, Kaiser. Oh, I'm sorry, public. Kaiser. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the analysis was done by the Dutch Ministry of whatever the fuck. Dutch Authority for Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection. That's, yeah. Hold on, let's see if that kids one is still being sold. It is! Oh, what good news! What good news! Jewelry for kids. Hey, there it is! There it is! It's still being sold on the website. Everybody! The kids bracelet that's radioactive is still being sold on their website. Good news. It's only I know, right? I mean, come on. How can it be? It's only 18 pounds plus VAT plus shipping costs. Right? It's with the cheerful smiley accompanies us all day long with negative ions. Simply slip on without annoying clasps. Skin friendly and durable. It's a bracelet jewelry for children. Negative ion jewelry is a hot trend theme. Many athletes and health conscious people swear by it. According to the ancient yin-yang theory, negative ions can compensate for a surplus of positive ions in our environment. Oh my god, they even show an, like they show this is, dude, this is this is amazing. This is amazing. Something Darwin was right. Told you, it's my favorite story. It's my favorite story. This shit is amazing. Well, there's an entire website actually. Magnetic jewelry with effect. Oh yeah, it's got an effect, all right. The quantum pendant is on Amazon. I wonder if it's that's not the same quantum pendant, I don't think. Yeah, it's a different quantum pendant. Oh, wait. Nope. Sort of. There it is. There it is. One, two. 1, 2. Yep. Oh. Made to last. Oh yeah, it'll last you a lifetime. That pendant will last you a lifetime. Oh god. I love this story. Yes, I'd like a puck and a half of fucking god. Oh no, it'll last you a half-life. Wow, I can get cancer for under 20 bucks. I know, right? It's such a deal. They have air purifiers that spread radiation around your home. Wonderful. What you wondering about, public? I've got all the cancers. I have all of the victim points. I win, lefties. Some of those are the same people who give you shit for smoking cigarettes too. Oh, fuck yeah. Like, remember those old Cold War spirit conspiracies? These people are infiltrating us to ruin our way of life. Oh, public. I think about that sometimes. Yeah, I think about that sometimes. Like, yeah, it's not a terrible way. I wonder if I can Randy Marsh around my house by putting several on my balls, says Aspen. There's easier way to get weed, Aspen. There's easier way to get weed. Lovely, Caboose. Lovely. Oh, there we go. I say that as I'm currently high. Fair enough. Oh, hey now. Dude, Chew Toy. Preach, my man. Preach. Dude, there's motherfuckers out here selling fucking selling radioactive magic pendants. And they ain't doing time. Right? Like, what the fuck, man? Grandma, thanks for the follow. All right, Cassie, what you got, Cassidy? Oh God. Oh God. What? Tell me it's just EMF shielding. Please 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 tell me it's just EMF shielding. What is it? What is it? It's just a shitty wannabe Faraday cage, right? It's just a shitty wannabe Faraday cage, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. So it won't work. It won't work. It's completely ineffective. But it looks like it's just a wannabe Faraday, but it's not. I mean, it's not by a long shot. This is just scammy shit. Like, this is just scammy shit. That's all. Basically, Karina, it's a ferret day, Faraday, Faraday, and it's a wannabe Faraday cage. It's not. This won't kill people. This isn't gonna cause like premature fucking births and like third heads and shit like that. Hopefully. I don't know what the materials are, but if it's just some like, yeah, it's just a total fucking scam. Yeah, it's just a fucking scam. It's wireless shielding material sewn into the front and sides. Fucking dummies. Ferret Day uncaged. I just But I mean, all I'm saying is that I bet that EMF protecting shield for pregnant expecting mothers would work a whole lot better if you slipped one of those pendants in it. Yeah. I bet if you tucked one of those pendants inside that it would work a lot better. I bet it would work a lot better if you lined it with them. Yeah, like an entire just fucking waistband of those pendants. 100%. Chew toy, because this shit is made in China. It's shipped through God knows how many resellers. It's fucking public. Someone doesn't like freedom. Well, Public Chew Toy is a New Zealander, so clearly he's one of those commie fucking socialist types. Yeah. So, I mean, Chew Toy doesn't know what freedom is anyway. Fucking, yeah. Living under the boot heel of an authoritarian New Zealand government. Freedom! Has everybody watched the... Okay, I know this is like weeks old, but did everybody watch the Kid Rock video? So one time I tried to do anything with a license and they took my personal sheep away for a month. Yeah, right, Public? Everybody saw that like Kid Rock video, right? Dude, that thing is amazing. Oh... The name sounds familiar. Oh, tell me. Oh, Public. Yeah, he released some fucking, Oh, yeah. Karina, he's the guy that fucking, like, straight up said he doesn't make games for fags, and he, like, all of the women in his games are, like, submissive sluts or some shit like that. Right? Like, that's David Cage, right? Like, this is the guy I'm thinking of. Yep. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. No, not Kid Rock. David Cage, Public. Kid Rock released the most whiny fucking video, like, I don't know, last month or some shit like that. That was basically, don't tell me what to do. Fucking, you can't tell me what to do, snowflake. It is the most whiny bitch video ever made. Yes, legitimately, Got Punk is correct. Got Punk is 100% correct. Weird Al actually took to Twitter to do an announcement. For those asking, I did not make this video. This is me. Like, legitimately, people got confused and thought it was a Weird Al parody or something like that. Yeah. Oh, it's Don't Tell Me How to Live featuring Monster Truck. My interest is piqued. Okay, so... Public, it's a band. It's a band. Monster Truck is a band. Let me give you some of the highlights. Nice, Scott. Let me give you some of the highlights of the lyrics of Rob Ritchie. Oh, by the way, here, fucking... For those of you who don't know what Kid Rock's childhood home looks like, because, you know, Kid Rock, like Mr. Grunge, fucking Detroit rap rock, fucking redneck hoodlum type, right? For those of you who don't know where good old Bob Ritchie, that's his name, where Kid Rock actually grew up, Let me show you a picture of his childhood home. Shoot, yeah. In case you're wondering, yes, that's their tennis courts in the background as well. That's also on the estate. Here's an overhead shot. There's the pool next to the guest quarters. Yes. Yes. Oh, terrible hardships he must have endured. Terrible hardships he must have endured. Okay. Yes, guest quarters. Yes. The estate has guest quarters. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go. Dude, that's 21 minutes. I'm not gonna fucking go through that. But what we are gonna do is go through the Kid Rock video. Fuck the DMCA. I'm gonna get tagged for this. I know I am. But y'all need to experience it, right? So let me give you a highlight of some of the lyrics first. So you guys sort of know what we're in store for. This is a great song. It's a great song. It's sort of the epitome. It is the pinnacle of creativity and enlightenment for sure. The first line is "fuck all you hoes." Just, fuck all you hoes. Detroit till I die, motherfucker. Remember where he grew up. Remember where he grew up. Remember the picture of good old Bob's childhood home. Fuck all you hoes. Detroit till I die, motherfucker. Talking all that bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. I'm a moonshine sipper, straight sipping in the darkness, far from heartless. I'm more like the sharpest, tool in the shed. And by the way, that line break is there. I didn't just add a fucking pause there. Far from the heartless, I'm more like the sharpest, tool in the shed. No, I've never been the smartest, but make no mistake, I hit the fucking hardest. Devil without a cause, you heard me scream it, and 20 years later, bitch, I still fucking mean it. Bucka, you ain't never met a motherfucker like this. Kiss my ass, then you can suck a dick sideways. My way or the highway, listen up. Ain't nothing changed here. I still don't give a fuck. So what the fuck's up with all the backlash? You snowflakes, here's a news flash. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. All right. So let's give it a look. So you guys know, kind of know what we're in store for. Here's what I was talking about.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker! Talking all that bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
That's Monster Truck. That was Monster Truck.
Moonshine, sipper straight, slipping in the darkness. Far from heartless, I'm more like the sharpest. Tool in the shed, no, I've never been the smartest. But make no mistake,
remember the guy talking about how the Second Amendment and how if you fuck around, you'll find out number 2. This is his childhood home. Just everybody, this is his childhood home. This is where this gentleman who is trying to convince us that he is epic hardness from the streets of Detroit, this is where he grew up. Just a reminder.
Right church, wrong pew. Get a clue, accrue your fake news and views. Can all get the bottom of my motherfucking shoe. I'm the last of a few, still screaming fuck you. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
Oh, well, Wither, the guy singing Ain't Nobody Gonna Tell Me How to Live is the lead singer of Monster Truck. Everybody, you see all that band behind him? That's Monster Truck. That's the dude. That's the like lead singer of Monster Truck. So that's who's singing that. Fucking clown. He's such a fucking clown. Oh. Aka, yeah, it like came out like last month or some shit, basically. Yeah. All right, so everybody, I mean, you guys have to have been noticing, right? We got the MAGA hat, got fucking Colt 45 beer, we got the black and white American flag. I didn't see any Punishers fire. I didn't see any Punishers. To be, you know, good call. We should be looking for him. This is my favorite portion of the lyrics. I'm just gonna read them as an excerpt, and then I'll play it again. But la 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 la. You'll never tell me shit. You'll never flip my script because I'm more outrageous than the Vegas Strip. You're like Mayberry, bitch. I'm hard and crisp. High risk hillbilly, but I'm filthy rich. You're like Milli Vanilli, kinda silly and shit. I'm like Shotgun Willie, smoking Phillies and shit. I'm like Reverend Run or David Lee Roth. Like Springsteen, bitch. I'm the motherfucking boss. James Dean shit. I'm more like Brad Pitt. He just shat on James Dean, by the way. A little less pretty, but I slang more dick. I twang more riffs. I slide through grass. I rip more lines than a 10-pound bass. Pass the mic. I'm like Slow Gin Fizz. It ain't nobody. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. Here it is, as performed by Bob Ritchie himself. Clearly from the soul. Yes, clearly deep from his soul.
You never tell me shit. You'll never flip my script because I'm more outrageous than the Vegas Strip. You're like Mayberry, bitch. I'm hard and crisp. High risk hillbilly, but I'm filthy rich. You're like Milli Vanilli, kind of silly as shit. I'm like Shotgun Willie, smoking Phillies and shit. I'm like Reverend Ron or David Lee Roth. Like
No, he did not create it.
Nobody gonna tell me how to live.
I am so happy that I could bring that experience to some of you. And remember, that's where he grew up. Hard as he's like a boulder with an erection, y'all. Hard as a fucking rock. Yep, straight from the streets, yo. Thanks, Kai. I fucking hate it. You're welcome. That was terrible. It is terrible. How can anyone go this far into self-parody without having at least one friend who's willing to tell him this does not sound good? Adam, because he's got money. He needs to stop got. I think you put the quotes on the wrong word. See, Got went with, he needs to stop making music. I think he needs to stop making music. I'd put the quotes on the music. But either way, I feel ya. He's got friends like Tim Pool has friends. One of the best comments on the YouTube page is my natty light magically refilled itself after putting this song on. It's just, oh God, for those of you that know, you know. Yep. My natty light just refilled itself. Jesus Christ. Here's another good one. Kid Rock is an artist who stops at nothing and then stays right there. I adore that. I truly do. Nice, Karina. Kid Rock is a set of truck nuts come to life. I just, yeah, I'm glad that y'all got to experience that. I'm glad y'all got to experience that. Natty Light, beer of choice for pregnant early 20s moms wondering why they never have enough money for their kids while they buy 2 24-packs of Natty Light. Caboose, I see you're a man of culture as well. It's like COVID was given human form. Well, if you find it, Rev, I want to see it. Aspen, thank you for the mental scars. You're welcome, Aspen. Caboose, I used to work at a gas station. I don't know what side conversation is happening there. Kid Rock, everyone. Good old Bob Ritchie. Oh, good news, everyone. You can see a little bit of a tear in my eye. Good news, everyone. You're all gonna die. No. Good news. Fentanyl overdoses are now the #1 cause of death for young for U.S. adults 18 to 45. Yeah. Yeah, that's great news, isn't it? Thanks, Professor. Yeah. Yeah. It's literally in the CDC latest like data sheet. The new #1 cause of death for people between the ages of 18 and 45 between 2020 and 2021, with nearly 79,000 people dying of fentanyl overdoses. So, good news. Oh, peace and love. Thanks for the follow. $79,000 GL. Puka, you should know me well enough by now. If all of a sudden Kai goes, good news, everyone, it's not going to be good news. Yes, GL. Okay, but how many were cops? I don't have that statistic, actually. Let me pull the CDC data sheet and see if there's anything in there. COVID is #3. Fentanyl poisoning is #1. Suicide is #2. Okay. No, we're not public. We're just talking overall. Cops, I think COVID is the #1 killer of cops right now. Yeah, COVID's the #1 for cops right now. Let's see. Yeah, fentanyl is #1, suicide is #2, COVID is #3, #4 is car accidents. I mean, other than CDC data sets, Karina? I don't know. Cops did it to themselves on that one. I mean, unless you've got like a meta-analysis that you've conducted of like, you know, yeah, like I can't conduct a study more thorough and intensive than the Centers for Disease Control of the United States, right? Like that's not a thing I can do. So I'm just going to go ahead and rely on the CDC data on this one, Karina, and go from there. Right? Hey, GB. Anybody know what that fucking guy was talking about? Hold on. Let me do a pop out here. Who the fuck is this person? Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, like fucking walked in, did the weird salute thing, and then talked about Waylon Jennings, And then so money is all. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Have a fun night. Nah, piss off, you phony fuck. My opinion, but sure. I'm sorry for my first reaction, but I still feel the same. And then tagged me. I have no idea what that motherfucker's on about. I'm just gonna chalk it up to Friday night drunkenness. I know, right, Rev? My bad. I know, right, Bobby? Jesus Christ. There's gotta be. There we go. All right, 35's not bad. 35, not bad. I was wondering. To carry as a bystander, I am within that age range. Nope, same state I reside in. I agree to that. You know what? Hang on. We're going to do this live. We're going to do this right on air. Everybody, this is something, I'm going to demonstrate that this is something you can do right now. Let me, all right, so if anybody wants to do this, fuck it, we'll do it live. Yep, here we go. Okay, next. I'll bring you back in when I can show. Oh, lovely. We can't do it live. Because Nevada doesn't allow it. So Chimichanga. Let's see. No, no, nope. Yeah, interesting. Yep, my state does not allow it. Way to go, Nevada. Actually not, Kaiser. We're not a huge opioid. We're not a huge opioid center. We're more meth than opioids. Okay, there's another one. Harm reduction. Get supplies. I want naloxone. Narcan. All right, let me All right, so you do that. Continue. All right. Yeah, it is actually difficult to find naloxone or Narcan in Nevada. All right, I'm going to look into this and see where our sources are. Never saw as much meth as I did in Oklahoma. They got a thing. Okay, so bam, bam, bam. Yeah, fucking Karina works in love the mutual aid that's happening behind the scenes, by the way. There's mutual aid happening behind the scenes for sure. Love it. All right, well. The Narcan exchange may not be able to help me out, but that's neither here nor there. And to those that know, thank you. Thank you kindly. Hey, Squiddy, how are you? We're just doing a mutual aid right now. Because apparently the Narcan exchange won't allow me to receive Narcan in Nevada. Nevada is blocked off as a state. So we're just doing some things. Karina, I don't need all that. Thank you, though. How are you, Squiddy? Sorry about Nevada being a hellmouth. Yeah, but you know, one of the benefits of being in a hellmouth is that you get to see the demons when they first emerge from the hellmouth, right? Like we get to see the demons first. Yeah, again, interesting, Zippy. Early adopters. Yeah. You have the whole Lilith problem. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, we're Kellogg's is calling me for overtime. Get fucked. Wait, Got Punk, do you work for Kellogg's? Hell yeah, front row seats to the end times. I know, right? As it emerges, we get to see it firsthand. 8 years. Can you confirm or deny for me, Got Punk? I'm a sing the dupes. Oh, you know what? I can just fucking do it. Here you go. Oh, grr. Got. I'm not straight. Done. Do 50 push-ups if you're straight. I'm not straight. Right? Like, fucking... I mean, if it weren't for my tendinopathy in my left arm right now, I could bang out 50 push-ups. That's not a big deal. But, like, I'm not straight. So I don't have to do the push-ups either way. So thank you. Gut Punk. Why are all the Kellogg's products going on sale? Bunch of people on Reddit pointed it out. I talked to one of my buddies locally. I'm like, did you see this? Because they shop at the store. Like, yeah, like, oh, Public. I think they really are like putting it. Pop-Tarts, dude, all of it, a whole bunch of shit is on sale, like across the board. I legitimately think that they're like trying to recoup. Are they actually putting shit on sale, like intentionally because of the strike? Yeah, I think people are boycotting their products. Well, they are stupid, and yes. All right, yeah. People are boycotting their products, so they put everything on sale. Yeah, Kellogg's is just doing like a fire sale on their products, trying to just keep people buying them and break the boycott. Yes. So it is a conscious choice. Okay. Thank you. They'll run out soon. Duly noted. Hey, Wreck Bear, did you ever consider just asking a question rather than being a dumbass? Just pointing out that, like, one of the options is to actually ask questions and engage in good faith like a normal human being and not being somebody who exhibits symptoms and signs of the dark tetrad of maligned behavior traits. Just an option. Just putting that out there, that like you could just engage and be like, hey, I have questions, instead of being a dumbass. Because now, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter what your opinion is. Because as far as I'm concerned, you're basically like a drunken idiot. Wait, you mean this isn't a traditional Catholic channel? Fuck. I know, right, Swede? But false advertising. Fake news. Oh, God, don't worry about it. They'll run out soon. Oh, duly noted. When the end caps in the center aisle pallets are full with 2-for-1 signs, you know you're winning. Exactly, Squiddy. That's why when I found out God worked for him, I'm like, for years. Where am I going to put all these rosary beads? Kai, that's ableist. We need to support the maligned behavior traits like all other traits. I was legit told this elsewhere. Yeah. I definitely think we should treat sociopathy and psychopathy and Machiavellianism a little. Look, I'm fine for the left needs a little more Machiavellianism, but not straight up Machiavellianism, right? And narcissism, by the way. That's the dark tetrad: sociopathy, psychopathy, Machiavellianism, and narcissism. They think they can run without us. I laugh. Good fucking luck. Yeah, got punk. Like, I mean, they're kind of reliant upon you. Dummies. Nah, this is a trad Confucianism stream. Yeah, Machiavellian is a tactic, not a personality trait. Exactly, Kaiser. Kaiser gets it. Kaiser usually gets it. Kaiser almost always gets it. I'm a sheeter operator. I make your Pop-Tarts. Well, got punk. I can say with unequivocally, you make no Pop-Tarts for me. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in decades now. Legitimately. Exactly, public. Good. They suck. They taste worse these days, in my opinion. Cat, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not. No, opposite. Flip that. I'm sure. Yeah, it's been nearly 10 years since I've had a Pop-Tart. Caboose. Yeah, Zerum, same. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in literally decades. Yeah, it's over 2 decades now. They're disgusting, but also a little addicting because sugar. Yep. I'd rather have toaster strudel if I'm fiending, says Kaiser. They never have enough filling anyway. Yeah, I seem to remember that from back in the day, right? Way too much of that dry fucking... Dude, that stuff was like the Sahara Desert of pastry. Dude, that pastry was... I remember from like as a kid, dude, that pastry was a nightmare of dryness. Taking everything out of them that made them good. They're worse now. Jesus. I'm in a slow transition away from a poor diet to a more healthy one. Small steps seem to work best, and predictably, the more I take on healthy foods, the more disgusting and bland unhealthy foods are. It was beach sand with a smear of filling in the middle. Zerum fucking knows what's up. Kellogg's makes blue waffles to double take in the store. Yeah, no pass. Hard pass. You can just skip that shit. They were better if you put them in the toaster. No, I'm good. Oh, I didn't prep out any like protein for tonight. Jesus Christ. I have a sweet potato prepped, so I don't have to worry about baking that off. All right, cool. It's not basically a drug. It is a drug. Refined sugar is a straight up drug. It has a stronger dopaminergic response in your brain than cocaine does. Activates the same areas, by the way. Cocaine and refined sugar activate the exact same reward system in the human brain. Only sugar activates it more. Yep. Yeah, Aka. Yeah. Sugar's truly addictive in the exact same way that cocaine is addictive, only more so. I've done 8-hour turnarounds, worked 84 hours a week. I want to quit. If I do, I need to move. Oof. Got. Jesus, got. Oh, the radium era. Oh, the radium era. Chew toy. Fucking radium water and radium heaters and radium toothbrushes and shit like that. Dude, the radium era was interesting as fuck. Sugar's something we'll look back on like we did the weird radioactive shit that they put in food and stuff in the 50s. Yep. The radium era was a fascinating moment in human history. Oh. Yeah, if I recall, public, like I'm a little tired and burned right now, but the fat-free food push also was done by the sugar industry. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I seem to recall that was literally them doing that fat-free food push. If you want to know just how much my ears are bleeding, I was involved in a Twitter thread where someone was claiming that the Proud Boys were only wearing racist shirts to be edgy, not because they're racist. Yeah, that sounds about right. Strawberry Pop-Tarts don't have strawberry in them. It's apples and pears, and it smells like tomato paste, says Godpunk. Fascinating. Public. Straight up. Yeah. A lot of them just straight up copy the tobacco industry's playbook. Like it's straight out of the fucking the tobacco industry's playbook. Cat. How dare you watch more than one channel at a time, Nightloader. Cassidy, good to know. Good to know. We'll look into that. Cassidy ordered from the Narcan Exchange to find out like the quality of their kits and how long it takes to get there. So, yeah, that'll be good. Oh yeah, the individual responsibility recycling crap to sell disposable plastics, and so they shifted from corporate responsibility down to the individual responsibility. Yes. The one thing I can say, public on that matter is it's fascinating to see the microbiome of the earth respond to plastics, because I think so far we're up to 10 microbes that various studies have found that are either degrading, or there's a Japanese bacteria that is straight up consuming plastic. Like for fuel, it's not degrading the plastic. It's actually consuming like hydrocarbon chains as a primary fuel source, like as a primary food source. So it is interesting to see to see the microbiome of the earth respond to plastics. I in no way, shape, or form am I saying like now make more plastic, but I mean it is. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah, exactly. We still need to change the systems, but it may not be as fucked as we think it is. I loader. There's no such thing as an insta-ban on this channel unless you break TOS or, well, frankly, you're a boring troll, which, by the way, you got real close to being. Channel policy is pro-nuclear power. I'm an environmentalist from Vermont and an anarchist. Pro-nuclear power. Yeah, Chutoy. Yeah, some of those fucking mass extinctions are really interesting from a biological standpoint, at least. Public, it's not going to save us. There's no one thing. There's no silver bullet. There's no magic wand here. It needs to be a concerted effort. We need to pull off of the fossil fuels. We need to push forward with renewables. We need to push forward with nuclear. We need to push forward with the time to spin up all the other things is the same time frame. It'd take about a decade to properly implement mass solar. And by the way, the environmental damage from mining that much, mining and processing that many solar powers and side projects, it's a consideration unto itself. The battery packs that are necessary for the storage, even if you offload some of the the capacitance over to things like molten fluoride salts and that sort of thing. So you're not using like lithium for your battery packs. Even if you're doing all this, you need to do all of them. There is no silver bullet, but nuclear has to be a part of the discussion. And like it just long term, it has to. But there's no single answer because it's a systemic issue. There's 1,000 factors. There's 1,000 factors, right? And if you don't start addressing all of those factors, then blah 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 blah. So. You said that and sounded harder than Kid Rock. I'm an environmentalist from Vermont and an anarchist. Fucking. My name is Kai. Sorry, had to. We don't have the reserves in the stock for the solar and wind public, and also, they can't meet the demand. It's dude, I'm tired. Where's my fucking B12? There's my B12. Dude, my arm hurts. My fucking left arm just, oh my God, it hurts. Oh. Night loader, fucking, dude, stop fucking hydrating me so much. Take a sip there. Y'all ever see the complaint by that one guy? I forget where it was. He complained about the wind. They set up a bunch of wind turbines, and this guy starts complaining about the wind because he's like, ever since they put up those fucking wind turbines, the wind has been blowing excessively. They need to take those things down. And people are like, does this guy think that they're fans? I forget where that was. I think it was in the UK somewhere. What's up, Trailhead? Thank you for the 8 months. And yes, the dude does abide. We're nowhere near fusion at this point. Fusion is always 30 years away. Caboose, it'll be 30 years away until it's not, right? Like that's how it works. It's just 30 years away, and then one day it won't be. But it is a solid policy. Fusion's just 30 years away. It's true, Trail. It's true. I'd zippy. I don't even know. Fucking. Yeah, I just took a B12 tablet. Well, some of the energy storage is Chutoy. Some of it is. Some of it is very dirty. Steampunk Flywheel said. Oh. Wait, what is all this stuff? God, Night Loader. I just saw your post on Discord, Night Loader. Do you understand where you are, clown? Do you understand what channel you're in? You understand we're not just like your standard leftist channel, right? I'm an anarchist, right? A bunch of us are anarchists. Like you understand that we like you're not on some like liberal channel, right? Yelling about CNN and woke shit doesn't matter to us. Like you're not going to get a rise out of anybody. You're not going to get like fuck Joe Biden, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Barack Obama, fuck George Bush, fuck Bill Clinton, fuck all of them, fuck all of the presidents, fuck all of that shit. So like stop being an obnoxious little twat and actually contribute to something to the conversation. Engage in the dialectical exercise, as it were, if you want to. Otherwise, just stop being an obnoxious little twat. Right? Like that's not what this space is. If you want to like bitch and moan about what you perceive to be leftists, which are generally Democrats, which are center right anyway, then find some fucking crooked nose media space or some shit to go complain about it. But honestly, it's just you being a whiny little bitch as far as we're concerned. CNN! Woke! Dude, grow the fuck up and actually contribute something. Otherwise, fuck off. Apostrophe R-E. You are a bitch. What's up, Krusty? Oh, good old Friday nights. Dude, they get ornery on Fridays. They get ornery on Fridays. I think like the sort of oppressed masses, sort of the blue collar oppressed masses that have spent the week working in their wage slave job. The Friday night rolls around, they got to blow off some steam. They got a couple of natty lights in them. And the next thing you know, Aka, the ankle is fine. The left forearm is shot. Yeah, exactly, Bobby. Fucking long week working the wage slave job. They got to blow off some steam, and they don't know, like they have no theory, they have no lens of analysis to actually point it at their masters, as it were. So they just, friendly fire people in society. Aka, so do I. Fucking A, so do I, Aka, but thank you for the sentiment. Anyway. I know that point. Unfortunately, I read some things. Got Punk. Oh, got Punk. Working that fucking... Dude, I had no idea you worked for Kellogg, Scott. I had no idea you worked for Kellogg's. Dude, this whole thing must have been fascinating for you. Watching this all go down live. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Anybody want to bet on gamer words? Definitely. It's beyond my understanding how people in a union fuck themselves. Oh, God. Now taking bets. How do I want to do this? Okay. Or just remain silent the entire time. Chew toy. Oh, what do you want to discuss?
I mean, I was just looking at your chat. You guys got all mad. You guys are anarchists, right? I mean,
I am.
I'm not against anarchy. I mean, anarchy doesn't work. We all know it doesn't work, but
Do you know what anarchism is?
yeah, I mean, it's against government, complete government control, no government, none.
It's no rulers.
Government, rulers, whatever you want to say, no rulers whatsoever. We saw that in CHOP, Seattle, right?
No, that was a temporary autonomous zone.
But I mean,
You don't know the difference, do you?
So you truly think that that human beings can have complete autonomy in the way they live their lives?
Yes.
How is that possible? You explain.
The anarchist Republic of Kospaya lasted for 375 years. It withstood the full brunt and force of the Papal States colliding against them. There are numerous examples throughout time, history, and the globe of various cultures and societies setting up anarchistic spaces that last from decades to hundreds of years.
Okay, so when was the last anarchist state established? And
We don't believe in
how
states.
did it fall?
We don't believe in states.
So
99
what you're saying is you're saying a bunch of bullshit. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense.
Okay.
You can't get people. You can't get people to play along if your argument doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Period. Doesn't make sense. I understand anarchy. I do. I get it, but it doesn't make sense.
Please explain it to me then.
Well, when you have how many billion people do we have on this planet? How many resources do we have?
No. Please explain. Please explain anarchism to me. How does it function? What is it about?
I just told you how anarchy
Except
functions.
it's
It means
not.
that there's no government.
No.
So how? Explain to me. You're the anarchist.
Okay, then
You're the
why
anarchist.
don't you let
explain to me?
Then
how
shut the
anarchy could
fuck up
work.
and let me explain.
Please.
Jesus fucking
You're
Christ.
the one that asked me the question, not.
Oh my god.
You're the one that asked me how anarchy works, not the other way around. So you, sir, please explain to me how anarchy works.
Anarchism is a philosophical lens of analysis that believes in a series of meta-ethical challenges to power and authority structures throughout society. If you fail to meet those challenges, then we advocate for the removal or replacement of those systems. Government, or the state, is one of those systems that fails to clear that hurdle, but it is not the only thing. You cannot just say, I am against the state, therefore you are anarchist. That is a minarchist or an anti-statist. Anarchism is about a collapsing down of hierarchical power structures into a hierarchical power structure or horizontal, and the philosophical challenging of unjust power and authority mechanisms throughout society wherever they may lie. That is what anarchism is about.
Isn't that what democracy is?
Anarchism
When you're able to vote for the people that you want to lead your people, doesn't democracy do that for you? I mean, you can't have nobody in charge. Correct?
Oh, I'm allowed to answer now? You ask a question and then you keep talking over me after you ask the question. So I just gave
so
up.
answer the question. Answer the question. I'll stop talking over you. My bad. Sorry.
Representative democracy
What?
is not something that anarchists advocate for. Though we do advocate for some democratic styles of system, we generally default to consensus decision making and delegative processes rather than representative.
So what do you think about the situation we're in right now in the United States with our government process that we have? What do you think about it?
I think it's authoritarian and oligarchical and doomed to the exact same failures and flaws that all oligarchical systems are doomed to fall to.
Did you think the same thing under Trump?
Yes, of course.
So do you think the same thing under every governmental power that takes charge of this country? Do you think the same way?
You mean change of executive? Because how many times have we had a governmental change in the United States of America?
Well, it happens all the time. We have a government, but the people that run that government change all the time.
But when was the last time that there was actually a systemic change?
Well, I mean, we've always had a government over us, always.
Okay. So
ever since we were founded.
So it's fundamentally
1776.
So it's fundamentally the same thing.
Remember King George? Remember we threw all the fucking tea bags into the bay because we were tired of fucking taxation with no representation. Remember that?
No, I wasn't there.
We were as Americans just as sick as our tyrant
we weren't
governor.
Americans then.
So I don't understand why anarchists have such a problem with Americans.
I don't.
Well, it seems that you do, because you guys get so upset when I talk, and I'm not saying anything awful. I'm not saying anything that points someone out as being less than they are. I'm just saying the things that everybody else is thinking, and you get really mad. So why if you're a true anarchist, you would accept the way things are going right now, and you would be more open to people like me that are willing to talk to you on this kind of level.
Yeah,
because nobody.
What are people like you?
Well, I represent about 80 million Americans.
So what? Social and fiscal conservative? Trump voter? What does that mean to me?
I'm an independent.
So who'd you vote for the last term?
Trump.
Okay, so not actually independent. You didn't vote independent.
Well, why can't I be independent? Why can't I? See, that's your first problem. See, you just showed your ass right there. You can't do that. If you're a true anarchist, my government issues have nothing to do with you, and you don't care. But somehow you care.
You do realize that the essence of anarchism is caring, right? It's an idealist philosophy as classified.
It's chaos, as you say?
It's not chaos. It doesn't mean no rules. It means no rulers. It's highly organizational.
That highly organizational sounds exactly like the same system we have now. That doesn't mean anything.
So is communism also highly organizational? Is communism the same thing we have now?
No, it's not.
So
It's
just having organizational structure to a system doesn't make it necessarily the exact same thing, does it?
No, but how is anarchy organizational? I'm trying to figure that out. That's what I'm trying to figure out is how is anarchy an organized structure?
We use consensus decision making, ground up delegative processes using a federative process. Right? Like this is, what do you mean?
What do you mean? But like you what you just said, but who does that go through? That sounds a lot like a democracy to me.
It goes through.
In an anarchy, there is no governing power, right?
Again. Okay. Jesus, this is going to be difficult. All right.
I mean, it's not supposed to be difficult. I'm just asking you.
No, the problem is that you probably were brought up in a hierarchical system and you've never experienced a hierarchical organizational structure. Me.
Where were you born?
Vermont.
I mean, come on, Vermont. That's as liberal as you can all get, dude.
You do realize that it's highly anarchistic. We have tons of anarchists in Vermont. And also, it's not liberal.
But I don't see anarchy
do you know the difference between
presidential election every 4 years?
Yeah, we're not looking to win a presidential election. We classify all presidents as war criminals.
But then, if my best,
what's the difference between liberal and conservatism?
Well, I mean, for me, and there's a lot to this, right? I don't appreciate the media majority of the media, not all of the media, siding with one party over the other. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that our congressmen are able to have a stock in companies. I don't appreciate that. You asked me. That's what I'm telling you.
What's the
You're not
difference?
getting
What's the difference
media
between
response
what's the
here.
difference between liberal and conservatism? Liberalism and conservatism.
Well, conservatism. You have the abortion. It comes down to the policies right now, right? So you have the right to bear arms, right? I mean, there's a lot of issues on the table, but you asked me why I chose to be on that side, right?
No, I asked you the actual fundamental philosophical differences between liberalism and conservatism. I want to understand if you
well, I can do that
understand
for
the
you.
difference between
a
your
liberal
philosophies.
is willing to go outside of the normal ways of things that are done. Liberals will listen to different ways that possibly could work, that might fix social economic issues within our country. That doesn't mean that all of them are correct, but they're willing to budge a little bit. When you have conservatism, right, there is no room for that. This is how we've done it. This is how we do it. And this is how we're going to keep doing it. And that's a conservative. And then you have certain policies along with that I won't get into because those are completely, we're not talking about abortion and all that stuff right now. I don't want to get into that. Are there times I voted for Obama? I voted for Trump. Two different people, way different people.
You do realize that the gun topic isn't as category defining as one may think.
Well, I mean, so you want to get in the Second Amendment right now? You want to change? I'll do it. I mean, I'm willing to go there, but
Well,
I mean, do you want to
You
go there?
at least seem to understand. I mean, not the Burkean roots of conservatism for sure, but at least you understand that conservatism is about a maintenance of the social status quo. So that credit where credit's due. You sort of missed the egalitarian and Enlightenment era roots of liberalism.
Well,
but
well,
it's pretty common that Americans don't understand the roots of liberalism. But the fact that you drive it down to policy differences.
Well,
is
I
sort
can
of
tell
the
you
issue.
that Abraham Lincoln was shot by a liberal. Old Booth was a goddamn liberal. You know that. He was a Hollywood guy. You know that. I mean, I'm not here to talk about 1866. I'm here to talk about right now.
Okay.
Right now.
So let's talk about right
Us.
now. Let's talk about right now. What's the
now.
what's the number one topic on your plate? What is the thing that is just a feather up your ass?
China.
Okay, what about it?
I don't like the economic superiority they have over us right now.
How did they get that economic superiority?
We gave it to them.
By we mean who?
Or us, the American people. If you want to narrow it down, I can go down a party if you want, but I'll just say we, the American people, gave it to them. That's what we did. We messed up.
Okay. How do we reclaim it?
Well, we do exactly what Trump was doing. We do sanctions. We are hard on China, and we don't have family members that are involved in Chinese business overseas. I mean, and Trump had people he's involved in. So let me take that back. Both sides are involved in Chinese business. If you're a businessman in America right now and you're making well over $1 million, you're involved in Chinese business. This is what it is.
So how do we
What I'm
rectify
saying
that?
is we got to be careful with China. We got to be real careful with China. We can't let them tell us what to do.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Given the proliferation of money in politics and the oligarchical nature of the U.S., I don't think we disagree on that, right? The rich and powerful control shit. We can agree on that?
I can agree on that. Yeah.
Okay. So
But the American people also have a level of control that a lot of people dismiss.
Okay, fair enough. I don't disagree with that. Anarchists, we work grassroots. We work bottom up. We don't work top down. That's anarchists work bottom up solutions. So I don't disagree with that at all. But given the oligarchical nature of the United States as it stands, in the political class and the capital class in this country ruling the way they rule, and I will throw you a bone, you know, Miss $500 million worth of stock herself fucking coming out and saying that they deserve to work in the free market. Yeah, shut up, cunt.
Fuck off. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
but the same goes for Donald Trump and fucking Ivan. What's the daughter's
They
name?
all have ties to
Yeah,
Chinese
they all
business.
do. Right? Exactly. So fair play on both sides, right? But given the oligarchical and political, the capitalist and political class infiltration of the United States government, and I'm reticent to say infiltration because let's face it, the rich and powerful, the landed, have always controlled our government from day one, right? Like Jefferson wasn't a poor man, was he?
I mean, you go back to 1,000 years ago. That's how it works.
Yes, exactly. So given how we know that business and the economic influence that China, what you're concerned about, the economic influence or power that China lords over us, and knowing what we know about the capitalist classes ruling this country the way they rule it and the way they are situated in our seats of power, what is your solution? What's your go-to?
Solution is bringing jobs back to America, making semiconductors here in America, stop relying on the Chinese to make all our electronics.
Okay.
Bring it back.
Okay. So
bring it back.
How do we do that?
Well, it takes business people like Elon Musk.
You do realize that a good
Jeff Bezos.
Okay, Bezos is not your go-to example.
It takes money. It takes money to do that. That's the thing. It takes money. I don't have the money to do that, but these guys do.
Yeah, well, Musk's money all is derived from government subsidies anyway, so
he has a lot of money. Well, he's paid a lot of taxes. They didn't say that, but he has paid a lot of taxes.
No
one wants to admit that, but he has, and you can look it up.
Where should
you can look it up.
Where should I look it up? What is the source on that? Where should I look it up?
Well, look it up. IRS. It's open public documents. You go to irs.gov.
Okay, let's do that.
We don't want to get into that right now. It's open. It's open. I mean, if you don't know that, then we can't have this conversation.
All right, so walk me through it. Where should I go? irs.gov.
Look. Let's move on. Your listeners can break that down later, but it's going to take too much time. I'm after the better stuff. It's not about. He definitely has paid a lot of taxes. I'm not gonna. You have to pay taxes. You have to. You can get subsidies from the government. The government will give you subsidies. Did you find it strange that Biden didn't invite the #1 electric car dealer in America to the U.S. Electric Car Summit in D.C.? GM was invited, but Tesla wasn't invited. Why wasn't Tesla invited?
Are you asking an anarchist whether he thinks it's interesting that politicians and business people are playing politics?
So what's your main goal here? What do you want from all this?
Oh, personally, I'm more of a dual power structure kind of guy. I think that power is going to power, business is going to business, government's going to government. I think asking for the scorpion not to sting someone is naive at best, and that the American people need to look out for the American people. Any reliance upon the capitalist or political classes will inevitably bite you in the ass.
Have you seen I appreciate your answer. I do. I really do. But have you seen the show Vikings?
No, I have not.
I think it was a really good show that shows how people get when it comes to power, control over things. And this was the Vikings. This was 700 AD. And this was a long time ago. And people have been like this for a long time. And we have history of this where they will do whatever it takes for power.
It's an interesting thing that you bring up the Vikings, is we've done a segment on the Vikings before. I've done nearly 12 hours on right-wing libertarian and ANCAP, so-called ANCAP philosophies. And we've, like I said, 12 hours elucidating and elaborating upon their philosophies. And one of the points of interest is the Viking governmental system that once upon a time was a more decentralized system, and the process of degradation and decay that it underwent in that consolidated the power inevitably into and under a kingship. So while I have not seen the show Vikings on this channel, we have actually studied Vikings.
Well, that's the show. Basically, that's you hit the show on the head. In the end, there becomes a king of all of Norway, right? What I mean? So another big thing that scared me was the involvement of the FBI in American politics.
Well, that's always been that.
I didn't appreciate that.
It's
and it was very
always been that way.
scary.
It's always been that way.
Say again?
It's always been that way.
But it's more prevalent now with the technology. We see it.
Okay.
But why not stop it now? Why not stop it now? Why didn't anybody see it? Does it not scare you?
It scared me years ago, but that's neither here nor there. As a student of leftist history and as an anarchist, I'm far more familiar with, let's say, the infiltration of the Black Panther Party, COINTELPRO as a whole, the attempt at trying to get Martin Luther King Jr. to kill himself by the FBI, the various.
You're into the background stuff.
So I'm intimately familiar with the involvement of the FBI with politics in America, the criminalization of leftist politics in the anti-war movement, the coordination between the FBI and the Nixon administration, specifically with John Ehrlichman in the Nixon administration, and how they criminalized the anti-war movement and the black community leadership, and the creation of the drug war, or the re-weaponization of the drug war against these movements. Yes, it's been an issue for leftist politics for quite some time. It's nice that
you're separating yourself from all of that, though. Sorry to cut you off. I apologize, but I want to do that because you separate yourself from left-wing politics. You separate yourself from right-wing politics.
No. Anarchism is firmly a left-wing ideology. Anarchism is firmly a left-wing ideology. It's an idealist philosophy born of the Enlightenment era that believes in mutualism and social aid. Like, we are firmly within the leftist spectrum of a political compass, as you would otherwise identify it. Because we don't have an actual leftist ideology in this country. Right, like what we have is Democrats, which are like center right at best. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, fucking Dianne Feinstein, fucking name them. They're corporations in a pantsuit for all intents and purposes. That isn't leftist ideology. The closest you're going to get is probably somebody like maybe AOC and Bernie, and at best that would be like a sock dem sort of territory. There's no representation for somebody as far left as somebody like me or many of my members of the community.
Well, so let's look at the big topics, right? The ones that really change the country, and that's do anarchists believe that you should be vaccinated?
Yes, we believe in social responsibility.
So getting vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, do anarchists believe that the government has the right to get involved?
We don't believe the government has the right to do anything because they have a monopolization on force, and that disqualifies any of their actions.
So in essence, that you believe in the vaccine, but yet you don't believe that the government has a right to tell you to take the vaccine.
It is your responsibility as a responsible member of your community and society to protect others. And as such, you should. And the ethical choice to do so should be your own. That doesn't
answer my question.
Listen, the ethical choice to do so should be your own.
Okay, so as an anarchist, you have the ability to make your own decision, whether it's getting vaccinated or not.
Yes.
And no governmental power should have an influence in that.
Correct. But also you have to understand that anarchists believe in social influence.
So I get the social influence, but there was no science to prove that all of this works. They just pulled a vaccine that said there's a rare chance, but it causes blood clots. We've seen that on people before. So the CDC just pulled the Johnson vaccine over that, right?
You do realize, are you okay with female birth control?
Yes.
Okay, so that's got a near 8,000
I've had anthrax vaccine.
Okay, so you're former military. So
I didn't say I was former military. You just assumed that.
There's very few people in our society that have anthrax vaccinations outside of the military. So either you served or you were in some sort of travel capacity.
You just assume I'm military. What I'm saying is I have the anthrax vaccination.
In what capacity did you receive that anthrax vaccination, if I may ask?
What I can say is I had the vaccination. It was tested. It's been tested by the CDC way before it was allowed to be used on a majority of the people. You know, like you can't just say after the vaccine was created within 4 months, 3 months, 4 months.
The mRNA vaccination technology has been in work since the mid 90s.
What about the Democratic Party do anarchists cling on to the most?
We don't.
Why not? But I mean, it seems that way.
How many anarchists do you have a conversation with on a regular basis that you would have some sort of?
I've had a lot. I remember seeing the symbols written all over textbooks in high school.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be an anarchist.
No.
It's cool, right? It's cool. I've never met a real anarchist.
Okay, there we go.
You might be the first.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. How many people who actually could discuss the sort of the philosophical roots of anarchism? Not an edgy teenager writing the anarchy symbol in their textbook, but an actual anarchist. Right, like
you're probably the first one I've ever met.
Well, then fair enough. Let me be the representative demographic of the anarchists for you. We do not cling to the Democrats in any way, shape, or form. We view them just as unjust and coercive element in society as the Republicans, just in different ways. And at times, we will, some of us will engage in harm reduction and engage in either or. But then a vast chunk of us believe in sort of an Emma Goldman-esque, infamous female anarchist from the late 1800s into the mid 1900s, an Emma Goldman-esque philosophy of any interaction or participation in the state is unethical. So there is two schools generally of thought within the anarchist community, but we do not cling to the Democrats in any way, shape, or form.
So anarchy, basically, what you're saying is there is no central power.
Correct.
And everything. So how do you decide on things?
Using it depends what you're attempting to decide, but I'll give you a baseline here. Let's give a small example, right? Studying the microcosm is useful when understanding the macrocosm. Great. So let's study the microcosm. So we would use what's called a consensus decision-making process. Ideally, on the outside, we'll also use something like approval voting. If you're familiar with the approval voting process, which is, a direct democratic process, but basically you just vote for however many people you want to vote for, and the person, the selection that gets the most is the one who gets the most.
Hey, real quick, I want to reach out to Comadre Kareen. She said I got stolen valor. No, bitch, I'm fucking 1812 Marine. Hoorah. Fuck off.
So that is where you got your anthrax vaccine, isn't it not?
Yeah, I got my answer. Yeah, I'm a fucking Marine, dude.
I have. I mean, dude, there's very few people in the American society who receive an anthrax vaccine. It's a fair.
Right.
It's a fair shot.
I call her out. She needs to be. She needs this. Not all right.
Well, the challenge.
Move forward.
The challenge was there because you deflected the military question. That's why they were pushing that button. So. Basically, we would use at the outside an approval voting process. But ideally, we use what's called a consensus decision-making process, which is very difficult for somebody to understand who has never engaged in consensus decision-making. I'm not going to lie. It's a foreign concept to a lot of people just across the board. But imagine a process in which everybody gets a vote, and that vote is a veto vote rather than a yay vote. So you have a room full of people, and any single person can stop the process from moving forward. There are checks and balances. Don't worry about the well, what if somebody is just bad faith, X, Y, and Z? There are checks and balances for all of that sort of stuff. But we generally use what's called a consensus decision-making process that allows a full representation of everybody in the room rather than any outlier minority group. Using that consensus decision-making process, we generally engage in what's called fluid or liquid democracy. Fluid or liquid democracy is a process by which you engage a delegative process rather than a representative process. The differentiation between those two being, when you select your representation in our system, you're stuck with that representation until the next deemed time, right? Like it's just you're stuck with fucking Pelosi or fucking whoever until the next cycle, right? Under a delegative process, what I'm saying is basically I trust person X with my vote for a period. I can recall that at any time. I can retask it to any person for any amount of time. Or if there's just a difference of opinion on a single vote, I can pull my vote and vote on that process for that one time and then return it to that person if so. Right? This is a fluid democracy. It allows actual representation of voting in the at a grassroots level. This is how anarchists actually organize things.
Well, yeah, fluid democracy. So you got to bear with me. Mm-hmm. I've never thought of it like that. As far as polling votes, everything's fluid, right?
Imagine. Okay, so here's how it would look. Imagine a vote for gun control comes up on the floor, comes up on the floor of the House, right? Fuck the Senate. For the purposes of this, also just fuck the Senate. But for the purposes of this discussion, let's just pretend that we have a proper parliamentarian system rather than the dual structure of the Senate House, right? A vote comes up to the floor, and you're in fucking whatever state A, right? And your douchebag of a fucking politician is signaling 8 ways to Sunday that they're going to be voting yay on the pro gun control vote. In a fluid democracy, we would not only be counting those delegative votes, we would also be counting the electorate votes. So,
got it. So it's kind of like saying, hey, also, who do you have stocks in before you vote on this bill that might help the people that you have stocks in?
Well,
that kind of thing.
Well, it wouldn't even
be counting the things they say before the vote.
Well, it would allow you the power to nullify them voting on your behalf. So if something did come to light like that and you disapproved, you could reclaim your vote. You could reclaim your power within the democracy.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. The problem that I'm having is time. You don't have a lot of time in the world.
Well, but that's the whole point of a delegative process is that ideally you wouldn't need to do that most of the time. Ideally, a delegative process sort of kneecaps a lot of the bullshittery that goes on at that level, right? With an approval vote, in combination with a fluid democracy, the likelihood of that douchebag getting elected in the first place is minimized by the approval vote rather than the first past the post. And then once you engage in the delegative process, you can essentially render impotent anybody who is if you have a district of 10,000, say we've got two delegates. We've got 2 delegates representing 2 equal districts of 10,000, right? 20,000 in total. District 1 goes in there and they're like, yeah, we're behind our guy, and they vote 1 vote. And then District 2 comes out and District 2 delegate fucks around and District 2's like, yeah, we don't recognize our guy's vote anymore. There's now 9,800 votes.
So there's a big issue that I have with that system, and the big issue is that you have a lot of people in our country, and I don't think you can muster all of those people for a last second vote. You know, like I don't think that reorganizing the way we do government is a solution. But is there a solution for anarchy in America? If that's what I think there is.
Oh, we don't work at that level.
Think there is. But I think that I highly consider that any anarchist can use caution when dealing with the left and right. If you're a real anarchist, I would be very cautious in using left and right terms. I would be very cautious in citing whether you intend to or not for the left or right. It has to be a separate party.
Oh, we don't do
people.
Yeah, we don't do parties either. We work at a we work at a grassroots dual power structure level. We don't engage at that level.
But the problem is I've always seen. So you're the first anarchist I've met and talked to, but I've always seen the anarchist movement side with the left.
It's because we are leftists.
But that doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You do understand that. You do understand the Democrats aren't leftists, right?
What?
You do understand the Democrats aren't leftists.
Okay, so you want to throw words out there? They're donkeys.
Okay,
Let's call them donkeys. You want to call them donkeys?
Here's the thing. Like anarchists are anti-capitalist, right? Are Democrats anti-capitalist?
No, they're not.
Okay.
I would say a majority of Democrats believe in capitalism. Yes.
Okay, so like right there's a huge fucking divide. To be an anarchist, you kind of have to be anti-capitalist because remember when back to the original, it's not just about being anti-government. It's about this philosophical analysis of coercive and oppressive power structures. Capitalism falls under that headline, right? So Democrats are not leftists as far as most leftists are concerned. This is my point, back to my point about how there is no leftist representation in America due to the Overton window shift that's occurred. Democrats are the left party. Meanwhile, if you go anywhere else in the world, Bernie Sanders would be basically a centrist with maybe even a slight right lean, depending on what part of the world you're in. So like this is the issue is we are leftists of the classical political science terminology type, not Sean Hannity, radical leftists have taken, not that. We're talking actual political science terminology now. We're talking prescriptive terminology.
So I want to go back because again, I said I'm independent. No one here probably believes me, but I am. I will vote both ways, right? Depends on what's going on. But I want to go back to the very beginning of the 2016 election. Again, I voted for Obama. I did not like Trump before the 2016 election. I did not like him. I was like, are you kidding me? He's fucking running? No way. But then I didn't like Hillary either. And I remember what Hillary did in Haiti when I was there in Haiti, the Clinton Foundation. And I remember what happened in Benghazi. I didn't like Hillary either. So I gave Trump a chance. And he was the one out of the two. Now, God forgive me, I only had two choices. That's all I had. If I could pick the perfect choice, you guys might like me more.
Does it bother you on some, like, I don't know, spiritual? I'm going to use spiritual just as like, but not that. Like, does it bother you on some sort of spiritual level that like, yeah, you had to choose between two shit choices?
Yeah, if I voted for Biden and realized that his decision killed 8 Marines in Afghanistan for the pullout, then I'd be upset with myself. So I mean, come on, man. I'm not gonna go there, but
so
you can look at it. It's not an easy world. Your decisions have ramifications, whether you're left or right.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
Well, but again, Biden isn't a leftist, dude. That guy, crime bill, business, like, trust me, that motherfucker, like, ain't nobody claiming him on the left.
Well, if he's not a leftist, God help us.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Kamala the cop Definitely not a leftist. Leftists do not
She's
like.
not a cop. She's a
prosecutor. She's a
boned
prosecutor.
a dude to get that position.
She's a prosecutor, which is a cop as far as we're concerned.
She's a prostitute.
So like they're not leftists, man. This is the difference. Like, and so like wouldn't it, okay, so are you to the point where you're just sort of hands up with the entire process at this point? You're like, I seem to be fucked no matter what I do, right?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so federal voting is just sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, right? Voting for the president at this point is just like flipping a coin, right?
And now it's about what side is cooler. If you want to be on the cool cat side, you vote for the left.
Right.
If you want to be on the if side, you vote for the right, unless you live in rural America.
Right. So let me tell you what anarchists do. We make sandwiches. Right. This is a colloquialism that this is a colloquialism I use on this channel. We make sandwiches. See, this is what anarchists believe. We believe that true social change happens person to person. That there is no magic daddy or mommy that's going to save you. That the idea of a paternalistic figure who is there to save you and make decisions for you is the Lord Acton rule, right? Like power tends to corrupt, absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? Lord Acton.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so that falls under the Lord Acton rule. We do not trust that in any way, shape, or form. So what we believe is in mutual aid and dual power structures and free association. We believe that change in a society starts with me going to my neighbor and saying, you know what, times are fucking tough. And we've got a little extra between us. Why don't we start a little stockpile of like food and water? And the next thing you know, like 3 months go by or maybe 5 months go by, and Bill down the street, we hear he's like, you know, he's fucking, it's a little hard time, right? Like maybe he fucking lost a job.
We do that already, man.
Right?
We already do that.
But we don't organize it.
We do in some communities, not
In
all.
some, okay. But does it work, and do you believe in it?
I do believe that it works, yeah.
Okay, this is foundational technology for anarchism. All right, this is that form of direct mutual aid and free association is a cornerstone of anarchist philosophy and always has been. That is where we start.
They're not going to pay for my VRE program.
We can't address all of it at once, but what we have to start doing is addressing the nature of our society, the tonality of our society, the hyper individualism that our society has adopted, and adopt a more communalistic attitude that my neighbor is my family, not my competitor.
So you have the local mayor, you have a local government in your city that you live in. And some people live in tiny cities. Right? We have that already. If you don't like the way your local area is being run for mayor.
Oh, well, but we do actually.
I'm not talking about Chicago. I'm not talking about big cities. I'm talking about tiny cities, tiny towns.
I specifically, and I can't speak for all anarchists because there is a split in the anarchist milieu, as it were, on this topic. But I do regularly advocate for what I advocate for is called a Thesusian process, my term. But basically, what I advocate for is a piecemeal change of elements of society, compartmentalized, like componentized elements of society. Change that, but the whole idea is that you can replace every piece of the ship while it's underway, under sail, right? You can repair the ship while it's under sail, and if you do it correctly, you end up with an entirely different ship. And so I advocate for down ticket voting. I don't think that any federal voting is going to affect change in your environment, but you know what? Your mayoral candidate does, your sheriff does, your police chief does, your city council does, your superintendent of schools do, right? Like these people are important to your environment, and we advocate all the time that you should be engaged in that arena because that's the arena that is going to most directly impact you.
Well, so this is crazy that you know it brings it to light. So what about? So I don't want. Let me try to bring this up the right way. I don't expect you to make a complete answer on this, but you have the critical race theory, and now the critical race theory is being taught in certain school districts around the country, and parents spoke up against these school districts doing that. And they got chastised for doing so.
Okay.
There's a lot of cases of this going both ways. So I don't agree with that, and I don't think that is from an anarchist point of view. You should have you should have a say in your kid's development, right?
Yes, with a caveat. Let me start the conversation where it starts. What is critical race theory?
Okay, well, I mean, critical race theory is that our system is think of it as like a bus. Let me put it. I'm gonna go off.
Okay.
Can't
Analogies and
explain it
metaphors are totally cool.
I'm gonna use an analogy. Is that fine?
Yeah. Fucking.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like a bus. You had this football team. They got on this bus. They went to this high school. They played this football game. They got on that bus and they smelled like shit. They just played that football game. They did well. They got off that bus. That bus has had nothing but stinky football players in it for the past 4 or 5 hours. That bus got a call. Hey, I need you to go pick up the band. You left them. So the bus driver goes back and picks up the band. The band gets on. The drum major's like, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with this bus? That's what I'm getting at. Like with critical race theory is it's a stink. It's a stink. It's yes, our nation went through that. Yes, we had that issue. We have fought a civil war. We went through, and I'm not from the 1800s, so I couldn't tell you exactly, but I can only imagine that it was some really awful times for our country and the people that had to live it. I could imagine that was really bad. And I feel like we're getting that nowadays. We're smelling that.
Okay.
And it's not good, but yet we can't focus on. We have to move on. We have to keep moving forward because that's all we have. And I try to think about what can we do for our kids. Why do I think I don't even have a kid? But when I say kids, I'm thinking about.
I've got an idea for you because you're boot all the way, right? Fucking hurrah! I got one for you. Marines work on their feet, right? A hot spot in those boots is the death of a soldier. Right? Like you get a pebble in that boot on a march.
That's awful.
Right? Okay. So sometimes you have to sit down, unlace the shoes, and shake the pebble out. And then you lace it back up and you start the march again. Right? Like, yeah, you got to keep moving forward. No fucking disagreement. Right? There's a mission objective that needs done. You got to keep marching forward. But dude, there is a pebble in your boot. And ignoring it, what happens when you ignore that pebble?
You lose your foot if you keep going. Yeah.
We have a pebble in the shoe of America, and we've never properly shaken it out. And I could go through what I call the unbroken thread. It's a story I tell that starts in England and then ends up in modern day policing of America. It's a long fucking 30-minute spiel, but the long and short of it is there is an unbroken thread that spans this entire period of time that has never been cut, that there's never been a point of reformation. There's never been a point of actually addressing the problem proper and moving forward, some sort of truth and reconciliation moment, it coming to terms with the pebble in the shoe. And I agree. We need to keep looking forward. We need to keep looking to the future. We need to keep marching ahead as, you know, there is shit to do, but that shit to do on that to-do list is also get the pebble out of the fucking shoe because you're going to lose your foot if you don't. And
okay, so we'll talk about the pebble. Let's talk about that pebble real quick.
Okay.
So when you say the pebble, this is a completely we're shifting. This is a different topic. and this is the issue with our media is they do one topic at a
Well,
time.
I can't. Look, the media is one thing. Let's just say I'm agnostic per that conversation. That's
We'll leave that out of the conversation. So
yeah.
So you,
CRT is CRT is not being taught at the middle school and high school level. It's not being taught there. It's CRT originates in the at the university level, and this discussion is largely an inflammatory discussion designed to drive votership and rile the populace and divide it even further, because we know divide and conquer works, right?
That's what I'm gonna,
All right,
yeah.
so like it's a divisive topic, but CRT is not being taught at the middle school and high school level. But fundamentally, what CRT is just
it is being taught at the middle school, high school level. It is.
where
Well, the big one, it was Virginia. Is that right? Virginia, the big school. I mean, come on, you didn't see that in the news? Virginia, they're all talking about it. The biggest school board in America. They had the parents getting all pissed off, and then you had that issue with the school board. I'm gonna get into it. So the big pebble in I really like that analogy you made with, like, it's the pebble in our shoe, in our boot, and as Americans, if whether you're left or right, move forward and to be better Americans. How do we get this pebble out of our shoe, and what is that pebble? What is it now?
The Board of Virginia State Learning Standards has stated unequivocally that it does not teach CRT.
Yeah, but they're covering that up. That's the problem with this. So Biden's wife is in with the education unions, man. I mean, come on, dude.
So either way,
stop looking at the left media sources. You can't keep looking at MSNBC and
that wasn't
CNN.
MSNBC. That was literally the Virginia State Board of Education. But okay, that's
we're going to say that obviously because it's a bad thing.
Okay,
they don't want that.
I can't address conspiracy theory or deep state-ish stuff.
You want
right?
to call it? Okay, fine. We'll call it that. Let's move on. So what is that pebble in the foot? What do we need to do there, guy?
I don't know.
Well, God damn it. What are we doing then?
Well, but that's the thing.
Why are we arguing with each other? We got at the point that the pebble on the foot was the problem.
But
why can't we figure that out? Why do we keep going to this bullshit CRT and the bullshit and the people that don't want to get vaccinated? It's all a fucking ruse, man.
So
they want us to be pissed off at each other for this. But what is the thorn in our fucking boot as Americans? What is the real thorn? Huh?
The real thorn, as far as a CRT-centric discussion goes, because there is no one thorn.
No more. I'm sorry. No, it's not, because that's a ruse. It's bullshit.
Okay.
It's bullshit.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
You want to know what it is?
CRT does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's bringing us back.
Okay.
There's no room for discussion on that.
You want to know what it is then?
Please.
It's capitalism.
Why, though? It's done so good for us.
And feudalism did well for England for a time.
For how long? Like
300
years?
Hundreds of years. Yeah.
400, 500 years?
Hundreds of years.
Interestingly
enough, capitalism
makes sense. It makes sense. God damn it! What else do we have?
So did feudalism. Here's I have an economist and finance expert in my community, actually, dual degrees.
Yeah, please.
But either way, here's the long and short of it. Everything has a life cycle, right? Everything has an ebb and a flow. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and end. This is just the nature of things, right? There was a time in rural England where the natural state of man was considered to be feudalistic, right? The lord on the manor was thought to be divined to some extent from upon heaven, and that it was your class role to toil in the fields. And interestingly enough, one of the precipitating factors that brought about the end of that system was the Black Plague. It caused a reordering of labor structures in society, and the next thing you know, it ushers in constitutional monarchism. So the gist of this is that while I throw it at the feet of capitalism, and I'm sure you have some sort of guttural reaction to the term that me attacking capitalism as a concept, but what I'm saying by saying capitalism is I'm saying the moneyed interest, right? Like the private owners of the commons.
Right. Like our congressmen having stocks.
I'm also saying Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. I'm
And all
also
of them. If
all
you want
of
to
them.
make it.
Yes,
I think our people making decisions for our community
Yes.
and our nation should be held more accountable than Musk and Bezos.
I think
They're just
Musk
us. They're
Musk
like-
is one thing.
like
I
us.
think
They're
Bezos.
just dudes.
I do believe that like Elon Musk and Jeff
they're a lot
Bezos are
smarter
two
than
different
us.
conversations.
Well, I mean, we'll get into that, but,
Right, like
I mean,
that's
later.
that's the difference between like the dude in your town who like runs a really successful auto body shop and the dude in your town who owns all of the stores, right? Like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are two different conversations. That's like Walmart versus the corner store situation, right? Like that's two different conversations. But it is about the capitalist class. It is about the owners. It is about the fact that what you and I have as much claim to as anyone else, we are being elbowed and edged out of all of it.
Right.
Right? Like that's
Monopolyism is actually illegal. It's
So-
illegal in our country.
it used to
You
be.
can't have a you can't have. It still is. You can't have
Well,
a monopoly in our country.
So,
But they can't figure out what to do with this. They can't figure it out.
So-
they can't figure out the Facebook and all the Twitters and
the
shit.
issue at the core is the same issue that has always been the issue. It's oligarchism. It's the way it's always been. Point to any government outside of a handful of exceptions throughout all of time and planet Earth that was not ruled and controlled by an elite, moneyed, landed few. It's about the capture of the commons. It's about the, hey, what's up, Psycom? Thanks for the resub. It's about the fact that there are people on this planet that think because of an idea, and it's an idea, right? Like we made this shit up, right? Gravity exists, apples exist, water exists. Capitalism doesn't exist, not in the truest sense of the form. It's a social construct.
Is it's like, hey, you got 10 people here. Hey, we need some soap. There's no soap here. I need to take a shower. We've all been sitting here for a while. We all need to take a shower. You got man number one says, hey, I got soap. Oh, shit. Well, fuck, man. I'll give you my M&Ms for some of that soap. I need to wash my ass. Okay.
That isn't capitalism, actually.
But then dude number two comes by. He's got some better soap.
The capitalism is specifically about the privatization of the means of production and the capture of the commons. Market solutions and trade and services exist outside of capitalism and pre-exist and predate capitalism by quite some time. It's only through, propagandization and capture of the media and the educational system in America, and specifically Western democracies, that we have come to sort of like equate the two. But once you start to root that out, you start to end up with all of the questions, right? That you have, like, who is dividing and attempting to conquer us? Who is exploiting the public coffers? Who is poisoning the water supply? Why can't I get that? Why are we paying extra for health care?
They all do, and that's the problem. But luckily for us, the president's only the president for 4 years. We can vote him out.
It's a brand label. It's a brand label.
You can vote them out, and that's what our founding fathers gave to us. Was we don't have to deal with these tyrants like we dealt with King George. We don't have to deal with these tyrants. We can vote them out.
Except
you got 4 years.
Except
the big thing is our voting system. Do you believe in our voting system?
No, it's purposefully rigged.
So if it's rigged, then what's the point of any of it?
To give you a false choice while the landed gentry run away to the bank with a fucking Acme-sized sack of dollar bills.
If that's the case, you're my best friend, guy, because it all comes down to our election system. If we don't have a proper way to vote, there's no point in any of this.
Correct.
Because I truly believe that, hey, this country, we are the way we are because the rest of my other fellow Americans wanted it to be this way, and then I can get over it. But I can't get over it if someone stole it.
It was always that way. You know why the Senate exists, right?
It's a check and balance.
Against what?
against the government.
No, specific. No. The Senate is specifically the learned elite, the landed gentry, as a check and balance against the House of Representatives.
Well, it's got to get small. You can't get bigger the higher you go up. I mean,
Well,
there's checks and balances.
you don't need them at all. Between the
Huh?
you don't need them at all. Between the Electoral College and the senatorial structure, the system is rigged from the word go.
The more checks and balances, the better, my friend. I mean, as an anarchist, you would probably want more of that chaos. It's better for you, right? I mean,
We don't believe in chaos.
chaos. Without chaos, you have nothing. You got to have chaos.
At a
That's how the
at a
universe
mathematical
created.
level, we believe in chaos, but not as a social structure.
That's right. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, I got mixed up.
Yes, but as a social structure, we find it counterproductive.
But it is.
And so, as well, Marco. And Magnus, it's been fucking half an hour. I don't know if you're still here, Magnus, but thank you for the biddies. The system is intentionally built lopsided. It was that way from day one. I would say that, for all of his faults, and he was a very flawed man, Thomas Jefferson did have a couple of ideas that were pretty goddamn good. And I would argue that he was one of, if not the best political writer that humanity has ever produced. Definitely the Western English speaking world. And one of them was that every generation should have the right to rewrite the Constitution, because the previous social and governmental norms should not be inflicted upon a changing moray, right? And speaking to your point about how these just geriatric motherfuckers have no conceptualization of the issues and the topics and the technologies that are facing us down that can manipulate and change the society at a fucking click of a button pretty much at this point. And yet we are saddled with them due to this antiquated document that's got some good ideas that I definitely would keep around, but also really, really needs redoing. But given the capitalist classist nature of our society, in no way, shape, or form could we rewrite the Constitution of this nation without fucking General Electric. Yeah, like fucking.
Well, no, I love our Constitution, but I know what it took to make it, and I know what it took to make it worth something, to make it have clout. A lot of people died for that, and we sacrificed a lot for that to happen. And yes, this was the 1700s, but the kind of change you're talking about doesn't just happen. I mean, so I think that the best we can do is to be now, in the now, and do what's best for us now.
Well, that's where
we already have that. They gave us that. We have but just do now and stop. Like why do we have to rewrite the whole goddamn system? Why?
Because the system is intentionally lopsided and fundamentally
Well, what
broken.
do you have if you don't do that? If you do that, if you try to what do you have? You have nothing after that.
Oh.
There's nothing else.
I mean, you could have another constitution.
But you can't just do that. You can't do that without a war. You can't just write a recon. You can't make a new constitution without a war.
Plenty of countries have.
Maybe it's possible, but it's called an amendment. We have amendments, and that's what our amendments are for. You do an amendment to the Constitution.
This is a uniquely American foible that we've got this issue with this supposedly living document that is on life support. It's not living anymore. It's fucking brain dead and on life support at this point. It's being propped up by geriatric idiots. And so this just circles back around to why I and several of my community members and longtime friends, and this is why we are anarchists, is because where is the solution in that? As far as I can
Well, why don't
see,
you run for
there isn't
Congress?
one. Oh, that is the
Why don't
last.
you run for your district?
No,
run
that's-
for your district, man.
Because I can do more good just running a soup kitchen than I can running for Congress.
I agree with that. No shit.
Right? Again, remember what I told you. Anarchists believe in making sandwiches. Right? Like there is a dude starving right now down the street, right? Wherever we're talking to, whoever we're talking to, wherever we are, there's somebody that needs a hand. There's somebody that needs assistance. That's what anarchists believe, right? When the civil rights movement was there, we were there. When the suffrage movement was there, anarchists were there. When indigenous rights movements occur, we're there fighting side by side, right? Like anarchists believe in helping those who need helping and engaging in our community because that's where change happens. Because fundamentally, shit's broken, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it sounds American what you just said. I mean, that's what Americans do. You know what I mean? That's what Americans do. I was in Haiti, and we helped Haiti during the earthquake, and I saw a lot of Americans come together and help out in Haiti. It was awful, and that's what we do. We need people on every wavelength to come together to help out in situations like that. It's a lot of people. It's not just anarchist. It's not just left. It's not just right. It's not just Kenyan
but
or
it is-
Algerian or Iraqi.
We make it a cornerstone of our philosophy and of our ideology to do that. That is foundational to anarchism,
Well, why not? Yeah, absolutely.
right? Like that's number one, help those who need help, mutual aid, free association, grassroots organizing, right? Like that's where
what we do. Yeah, that's what we do.
welcome to anarchism.
Well, that's American. I'm American. That's what we do. I help my neighbor. Whether it's next door or in Haiti. That's what we do. We do it, and I've done it in real life. That's what we do.
All right.
But I mean, I'm not trying to dethrone anarchy here.
No.
Like, what I'm saying is, there's a need for it, right? There's a need for this way of thinking.
Well, I mean,
It just doesn't need to rule everything. That's the thing I'm getting at. We just can't have one.
We also see that where the differentiation that I would point out where anarchism exceeds and excels is a classic example. And I'll give you an example here in Las Vegas, where I'm based, right? Las Vegas made it illegal to feed homeless people a few years back. There were two groups that were at the park feeding homeless people that weekend, right? City council passes the regulations. They outlaw feeding homeless people due to, food safety. We wouldn't want unknown groups poisoning the homeless people was the cover that they tried to use. Good on them, right? Fucking legalist bullshit,
We
right?
poison with drugs coming across our southern border. You do the same.
Moralism does not equal legalism, right? Just because something's illegal doesn't mean it's not right, and just because something's legal does not make it right, right?
Hey, Karina. Sorry, guy. Karina, boo, stop America. Dude, you need to drink some water. Go to bed. Go to bed.
So there were two groups down at the park that weekend feeding homeless people, despite knowing that the police would be showing up. And this is the difference that I point out between anarchists and a good portion of Americans. There is the Baptist minister of Las Vegas, and I say the Baptist minister because she was the only one that fucking put her money where her mouth is. All the rest of them can shut the fuck up and fuck off as far as I'm concerned. Way to follow the teachings of Jesus, you pieces of shit. She and a bunch of her adherents and her congregants were there side by side, Food Not Bombs, an anarchist organization, proudly feeding homeless people when the cops showed up. And the cops said, if you continue doing this, we're going to have to cite you and shut you down. And she, along with a bunch of anarchists, looked at those cops and said, do what you got to do, but we're not stopping feeding the homeless people. Right? Like this is what anarchists, and interestingly enough, some religious people inherently understand. Your system is bullshit. Fuck it. I know what is ethical. My compass is correctly oriented in this regard. I can find my way to the river. Right? So fuck the American system, fuck all of that bullshit. All I know is that you're my brother, you're a human, and if you were suffering in front of me, it's on me to help you. And this is a cornerstone philosophy of anarchism.
Come on, we're talking about millions of people here. I mean, I can give you a situation where that's happened to me too, you know, but this isn't, we're not having a Moses Jesus moment.
But
you know,
that's
we're talking about millions of people.
But that's the difference between there's republicanism, there's democratism, there's conservatism, there's liberalism and neoliberalism, right? But there's anarchism that sits there and says, you know what? That system, as near as I can tell from a meta-ethical analysis of it, because that's the thing about anarchism. It's not just about like being an edgy teenager, though it attracts edgy teenagers. I will not attempt to eschew that. When you actually get engaged in it and you start doing praxis and you start studying theory, what you find is that anarchism is about a ethical and meta-ethical analysis of the world around you. It's a lens of analysis. And you start to look at systems and people and entities and the way things work, and you go, wait a second, that is hugely coercive. That is hugely oppressive. Why does it work that way? Why isn't that? And then...
Yeah, but what else do you have, though? Like, that's the problem with anarchists. They think there's something better.
There is.
Like, what's better than what we have?
So many things. So many things.
But yeah, but this doesn't exist.
No, it does. Like, I mean,
Where?
okay. I mean, look, I don't even have to go to an anarchist fucking back pocket for this. The happiness index and the quality of life index indices do not rank America as number one.
No, I'm not talking. So who's number one? If we could be like any other country in the world, would it be Sweden?
Norway is usually number one.
Norway?
Norway's
be
usually
pretty
number
good.
one. Yeah, Norway usually places
number one.
highest.
They got like what, 2,000 people living there?
I mean, I understand your
city.
hyperbolic statement, but it is attempted at a no true Scotsman sort of situation.
I mean, come on, dude. We got
no.
It's a different country. We are. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they're happy there. I'd be pissed off if I had to live in that cold weather. It's not for me.
You do realize that like 47 developed nations have figured out universal health care and we haven't. Right? Like,
dude, I'm on universal health care and I can tell you it's not great. It's okay. It's fine.
Is it better than nothing?
They'll fix you if you break.
Is it better? Is it better than
things
nothing?
In between?
Is it better than nothing?
I mean, it's better than nothing. But I mean, if you're in a
you go. There you go.
So, but you guys you want to say anarchist, but you're focusing on America here. So I want to bring this back into it because it's not just anarchy. It's like America is what we're talking about, right? But if here in America, you can be illegal, come in here and you can get medical help.
Yeah,
we'll even give you money.
Yeah, we don't care about that. Border.
So you don't care about that?
No, we don't care.
Period.
The idea of nation states is cringe to us from an economic and a philosophical standpoint.
So how would you pay for health care without?
You do realize, okay, so like there's a book that you need to read on open borders. I would suggest it's highly well sourced. But the fact of the matter,
open border. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to read it.
Okay.
I'm not going to read it.
Fair
Sorry.
enough.
Hey man, I'm done, dude. I'm fucking worn out.
All right. Well,
you guys had a good time, man. Yeah, your listeners, I saw what you're writing. Good, all of you, and have fun.
I say this with all of the love in my heart. I hope you enjoy the crayons that you're about to eat.
Dude, I love crayons. How did you know?
Good old Marines. Despite my distaste for the military-industrial complex, I quite enjoy the individuals contained within it. So I got
my best friends like you, dude. He hated what I've done from the very beginning. You know how good that makes me feel. I feel like I'm talking to my best friend, man.
Dude, the machine sucks, but the parts in it are still human. So I love you all the same.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to figure this out. We need to figure this out, my friend. This isn't the way to do it.
Well,
we need to figure this out.
Agreed.
I'll follow you. It's not you. It's my friend and all that. Just like you, that's the same conversation, and it's not good. It's not good. We need to figure this out. But thanks everybody. Nice talking to y'all.
Best luck to
really my pleasure, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
I really appreciate it.
Peace. Let's see. All right. All right, music back on. All right. Up one. There we go. It's good. We just used up all our good luck for the month. It's going to be nothing but the worst trolls for the rest of the year. Eskazan, thank you. You can't compare the U.S. to developed countries. Fair enough, Viva. Fair enough. I don't know. Little bit, cat. Third world nation in a Gucci belt. So, how do we feel? I wasn't watching chat. Not hugely. I was occasionally. He was good faith, and I respect it. Other than me having to shout him, let me fucking actually answer a question in the beginning. I find occasionally you got to just shake people a little bit, right? How'd we do? How'd that go? How do we feel about it? More specifically, I'm asking, how was my performance? Salt of the Earth really highlights the struggle with talking to normies, but you did good. It seemed like he sobered up a bit during the course of the conversation. You're very patient, much more patient than... hold on. It's moving at a clip now. Let's see. Very patient, much more patient than I am. I think he did very well, and I hope when he sobers up, he takes some of it to heart. Cassie gives me a thumb up. Caboose said I did well. Zerum said excellent. Cupcake said I think you did all right. Thanks, Cupcake. Rev, spot on, old chap. Scared that folks didn't realize he's leagues better than the average Republican. Radio gave me clapping. Wither said it was drawn out a bit. Get A, Wither. Good, and the pebble analogy was very good. Thank you, Viva. Let's see. You did well. Thank you. I appreciate your unwavering confidence. Radio, I did great. Performance, we'll put it this way. You don't need Viagra. Not unbinary. Thank you. Puka did well. Patience is saint-like. Meat toad. Yeah, I know, right? Doctrinated to the point. You know, it is what it is. I prefer constructive rather than confrontation conversation. You steered it towards the former, so kudos. Worst orator I've ever known, says Wither. Fair enough. Luke J, I'm patient. It went as good as it can when dealing with somebody who doesn't know anything. It's somewhat hostile and you're trying not to kill him. Yo, the boot and the pebble was so good. Thank you, Aka. GE, so eloquently spoken. All right, thank you all. Good. Thank you for the after action reports on that as well. Yeah, I was happy with the boot and the pebble. Pebble in the boot. Sorry. Yeah, I did fucking pebble in the boot. Jesus Christ, you flipped me on it even. You did fire. You did great from my point of view, but for him, I feel like you're too cerebral and academic for him, and he might be able to do better with some people like him that speak more on his level, like left flank vets. Are they still a thing? Didn't they implode? Pebble analogy was perfect fit for him. He understood. You have a knack for picking people up where they are at. Could really see how the propaganda gets to good people. Pebble in the boot was great. Not at all. Nah, left flank vets is still going strong. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Definitely a good comparison. Stealing that is beast. Cupcake heard some shady shit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're still going around. All right, they exist. All right. She's not shouting him down more than one time. I find one good shout. It's like a parent, like, or a teacher, like, chastising you to get your attention and, like, shake you out of, like, you know, you've been out in the hallway, you've been joshing around with your friends, you've been bullshitting, and you get into class and you're still, like, in that mental space, right? Like, you know, you're coming from, like, trying to get attention and trolling in chat and that sort of thing, and you come up and the first thing you're doing is you're still engaged in that mode, and that, like, just to, you know, you slam something down on the desk or something to, like, oh shit, class is in session, right? That sort of thing. I find it works. I try not to, like, do it more than once, but I find that, like, a judicious application of a raised voice goes a long ways. He was a Marine. He needed that. Esk, thank you for the gift sub and congratulations, Cave. But Esk, thank you for that gift sub. Thank you kindly, mama. I also, I gotta say also, Kai, your argument style is really good. It certainly makes my heart flutter. Command voice, yes. Pebble in the boot that's stomping on the neck of humanity. I like that. That's a good evolution. I like that. You should have knife handed him and it would have gone through 100%. Yeah. Let's see. Judo chop. Seems to me that people claim to be independents have voted for Trump and repeat right-wing talking points every time they open their mouths. I mean, GL, it is a tendency. It's not gonna lie. I'm you know, it's a tendency. Oh. Thank you for the follow, clown. Yeah, compared to the panel earlier, this was tons better, mainly because the dude was good faith. What panel? What were you looking at, radio? Oh, non-binary. Well, all right, non-binary. Give me a second. Pop out on non-binary. There you go. The help that America gave Haiti resulted in an area of Haiti being turned into a jeans factory, for which he now has to pay millions of dollars for, even though the employment was given in aid and none of the funding went to building houses. So you literally have people who turn up to work in a factory owned and operated by Americans for Americans in Haiti, producing clothes for Americans to keep that help that is given for. Yep. And the $6 billion the Red Cross received in donations for Haiti, that poof. Yeah. Karina, thank you for the gift sub. Congratulations, non-binary. Have more willing chuds in so I can analyze. There. I feel like if I watch Kai debate long enough, I can make Simulacra and hone it from scratch with her. All right, so that's what you're looking for with her. Yeah, irresolutions happened more than once. Haiti was just the 6 billion one. Jesus, radio. That's a fucking shit show and a half. No, GL, I've never played League of Legends, so I don't know that reference. I'm sorry. Ref, is Dylan even a hippie? I feel like he's appropriating my already stolen culture. I don't know. All right. It's difficult for me to like change gears after that. Somebody come talk to me. One of you motherfuckers get on the line and come talk to me. Because now I'm conversational now rather than fucking like stream hosting mode. So somebody get your ass on air. I don't know these people. Crixac was there. Probably fill you in better than I. What's up, my broken brother?
Oh, shit. I fucked up. I was wearing my fucking earbuds and not my headphones. Listening on both my phone and PC.
All right, we're gonna do this bitch up. It's a Friday, and I just had an excellent performance, if I may characterize it as such. And so like, yeah. What's up?
You can really sense like that working with kids background when you were talking to him.
It's once you shake them loose, right? Once you get their attention, it, like I said, it takes one good yelling at, and then when you get them in the mode, right? Like, yeah, you kind of have to use like a fair amount of Socratic methodology. You have to pull the answers out of them. And why do you feel that way? Why do you think that? Well, you say that, but do you understand what that means? What does that actually mean to you? You know, you have to use a fair amount of Socratic methodology.
Right. You have to make them feel like it's their idea to open up. And then like
got really close there a couple of times. I thought he was actually going to be like, "Oh," but he didn't have an "oh" moment per se.
No, but
he was drunk.
No, but what I can say is, one, he now understands that he has never interacted with any other anarchist than myself, and two, he's had a positive interaction with an anarchist and sees common ground. My job is done. As a propagandist and an anarchist educator, my job is done. Right? Like that there's no more ground to be gained tonight with him. Right? I did as much as I could in a single session, and like I, as near as I can tell, did what I need to do. Right? Like I gave him my whole goal, for those of you who don't know, my whole goal for this channel is to give people a point of contact for an actual anarchist, because most of the time the only anarchists they've ever interacted with were either edgy high schoolers, fucking middle schoolers that draw a fucking anarchy A on their books, or they see it in the media, a dude in, a balaclava throwing a stone through a Starbucks window in Seattle, right? Like that's their only touchstone for anarchism. And so my goal for this channel is to have those sorts of engagements. As much as I love building the community, like truly, like the entire purpose of this channel is for people like that to come in and go, oh shit, I actually don't know anarchists. You're an anarchist, and holy shit, I agree with you. My job's done.
I just realized, I guess I did that IRL not that long ago with a friend.
Let me turn you up a little bit. There you go.
Once you realize you can't like run through a theory conversation with someone, you just kind of gotta give them like just something to chew on. Not even necessarily disprove them or like win the conversation. It's just like make them more curious about just like exploring like anarchistic means of like analyzing situations and such.
Yep, and yeah, Cassie, I didn't even have to use the guns. I didn't even have to use the guns.
That would have been an easy dub.
Yeah.
Free guns for everybody. Done. Easy.
Would it? I find sometimes that's different with the military, because often they think they're the ones trained to use them and hold a higher ground to it.
No,
you'd be surprised.
No. Oh, yeah. Yes. I know what you're talking about, Karina. But no, if you paid attention to the minor inflections in his accent, he's from a gun-owning portion of the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
T-34 for everyone.
Yes, basically.
Not a National Guard sim, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think we should give T-34s to everyone so everyone can commute to work in a T-34.
Based.
Everyone gets an APC.
You got to speak to the ego, Kaiser. Always is gonna be that's the thing that kills a lot of like debate bros and shit and like philosophy nerds. Is like, nah, you just got to speak to the ego. 90% of people don't actually give a fuck about the logic about what you're saying. It's just, do they feel it on a certain level?
See, I'm over here being ignorant about what the hell a T-34 is. I assume a tank from context, but that's all I can.
Yes,
that's all I can figure.
And
it's the first generally mass-produced tank on a level never seen before in this world.
Swede,
talking about the World War II.
Yeah.
Swede, Rev has a question for your proposal. Can Rev get a WC-53 instead?
No, everyone must get the same exact thing, and you can have it in any color as we want, as long as it's green camouflage.
Okay, sorry, Rev. Swede has gone full Stalinist on our asses. This is just centralizing communism.
With a little bit of Henry Ford thrown in.
Yeah.
I mean, when I
Just
think
mass production.
when I think Henry Ford, I really do kind of think just Stalin. It's just,
Well, no, because Henry Ford was a Nazi.
well, I mean, you know, it's all the same in my eyes. They're all authoritarian assholes who would murder you if they, you know, so chose. Really,
In my definition of Nazi, you can't leave out the kind of like intent that they do, so it's really not that far from Stalin in my eye.
Beast
I kind of agree with that.
Beast wants a Chinook though.
Damn.
See, this is a problem with fucking anarchists. I swear to God, we're trying to get you tanks, and you're like, I want a helicopter. Oh, goddamn
I'm
leftists.
guilty of this too. I want an APC instead.
Goddamn anarchists. No, that I'm pretty much done.
So my whole thing would be though is you go full like socialism from the Thomas More perspective,
Oh god.
where where you get the T-34 and you have 3 slaves to run the turret.
Jesus Christ.
I mean that's utopia right there.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I've got a fair breadth of people. I completely like ducked the fucking the talking point. What the fuck was with the Booth being a liberal talking point? Is this a common talking point for like people?
It's some lost cause shit.
Yeah.
I was like I just sort of like
PLDR, they just kind of they fused the idea of being a liberal with being a Democrat, and this goes back to the beginning of the Democratic Party.
so he's confusing Republicans and Democrats again.
Yes.
Okay.
He actually doesn't know what a liberal is.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't know like the proper definition of a liberal.
God,
He doesn't
I mean,
understand that he actually
Using
falls
what
under that.
Republicans were up until about 1890, which were pretty damn near socialist.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. All right. So a couple of different like. All right. I follow the for lack of a better term logic, but I follow it now. Thank you. It's like what the fuck was that about?
Just link him to the Marxian letters to Lincoln and when they sent love letters back and forth.
I think that might actually just send him deeper.
Distant Red said, "Can I just have a guy who loves me for who I am?" Also, an F-22 would be nice.
No
You really
and no.
want an F-22?
Okay, so Distant Red, no and no. That's my answer.
Can I get an SR-71? I want to
There's
go.
one on display here at the SAC Air Museum.
I want to go really, really fast.
We are the home of the SR-71 at Strategic Air Command here.
Dude, Cupcake, I don't give a shit. Dude, I just want to go once. Just once. Just once. Just once in an SR-71 at speed. Oh my god, just fucking kill me after that. I'd be good. That'd be the dopamine rush I need to just check the fuck out.
There's a SR-71 story on the internet, so it must be true. I'm very much doubting this, but anything.
Speed check.
There's the story about how one nervous new pilot in a Cessna 170.
It's the SR-71 speed check story, and I've told it
Yeah.
I've told it on air before.
Yeah.
I love that story. That story is amazing.
Some hotshot F-16 or F-18 pilot's like, yeah, what's my airspeed?
Yeah. And fucking the SR-71 fucking co-pilot.
2,000 miles per hour.
And he corrects LA flight control. Because LA's just like, I've got you at this. He's like, I've got it close to this. And they're like, yeah, you're probably more accurate than we are. Yeah, it was some little Cessna pilot was trying to get his airspeed. And fucking an F-14 pilot, probably flying out of what's the California base? Yeah, Miramar. Wanted to just big dick the Cessna pilot and asks for a fucking speed check off the LA control center. And like they come back with like 500 some knots or some shit like that, right? And so the pilot of the SR-71 and their co-pilot are just started getting to know each other, and he said that's when I knew we were a team. It was, you know, because your pilot is not to touch the radio in the SR-71. There is a demarcation of tasks in an operation like that. But he was like, you know, my urge to call ground control on this, and he said, all of a sudden I hear, and his co-pilot's already doing it. Can I get an airspeed check? And it's like 20, 320, 800 or some shit like that. It's an absurd number. And just
under Mach 3.
Yeah, just absolutely fucking kicks the F-14 pilot in the nutsack. Like, fuck you for thinking you got big dick, bitch. Yeah.
The thing about the SR-71 that's amazing, and you can actually kind of see it in the way it's displayed here, but the thing actually doesn't fit together until it's at speed.
Mm-hmm. It leaks fuel.
When it's flying, it heats up to the point where everything expands. And so you actually, when the thing takes off, it's leaking fuel.
Yeah. It's one of the most it's honestly, as far as engineering goes for humans, the SR-71 is one of the pinnacles for me. It still holds speed records and altitude records. It still holds, like, fucking 50 years on, this shit is still holding. The SR-71 is a marvel of technology and engineering, and I love everything about it. And it's in that Buckminster Fuller camp of engineering, right? When you engineer something properly, it will be beautiful. Automatically. It will just be beautiful. And the SR-71 is in that camp. It's gorgeous. It's a marvel of engineering, and it's just it's a marvel to look at.
I think the U-2
it is
right
easily
up
the
there
most
with,
beautiful plane in existence.
I would not
I think
disagree.
the U-2 is right up there with it.
I wouldn't disagree. I mean, the SR-71 beats it as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, yeah, like all of that sort. Look, hate the military-industrial complex all you want, but holy shit, some of the technology, some of the engineering, some of the builds that have come out of that facet of humanity is undeniable as a technologist, right? The SR-71 is a marvel of engineering. It is a flying miracle, practically. And I adore so much about it. And to ride in one at speed, at altitude, that would be that'd be a dream.
And you have to go through astronaut training because you're flying that high. I mean, what is it like? Its ceiling is its ceiling is classified, but it's like 85,000 feet.
Yeah, true top speed still classified. True top altitude still classified. Yeah. It's a hell of a thing, and it's absolutely
Luke. It has no armament other than its afterburners.
Yeah, that's the entire defense and defense strategy for an SR-71 is just outrun it. That's it. It doesn't really matter.
Faster than the missiles that you could fire at it,
and it flies higher. When they eventually got the altitude on some of the armaments, it just flew faster than them. It's one of the.
So, if it has no armaments, that brings up, I think, the natural question: what was the intended purpose? Was it just
surveillance?
It was a spy plane.
Yeah, it was a surveillance plane.
Okay.
Yeah. The SR-71 is the military iteration, is the Air Force that everybody's familiar with. The precursor to the SR-71, which actually holds most of the records, was put into commission by the CIA. Yeah. So it's a spy plane. That's the function and purpose of the SR-71 and its predecessors.
Obsolete by satellites.
Yep.
I was just going to ask, what was its surveillance capability?
We're still not entirely sure because a lot of the specs associated with the program are still classified.
And U-2, the U-2 plane is actually, they moved back to it because it's a lot cheaper to maintain. And it can also fly at 85,000 feet. And which, is good enough for a non-armored plane taking pictures of a third world nation. But
yeah, they considered a bomber version of it, but it never got put into place as far as anybody's aware of. Yeah.
Conspiracy theorists will tell you that it could still take a tactical nuke with it. I don't think it could.
I
think
based on the engineering is so tight on that one, I'm not sure they could fit it. So if anybody's wondering, the SR because if you knew this, you wouldn't ask the question. The SR in SR-71 stands for strategic reconnaissance. That's that's what it actually means. So it's exclusively a spy plane. It flies high. It takes wide angle photos of super high resolution, probably. And
I would like to know the megapixel density.
Yeah.
On that camera.
This is what I want to know. I want to know more about the SR-72 because it's under development. That has been talked about. Skunkworks has been working on the 72. And
the fact that you haven't heard anything about it, it's probably in service right now because we didn't even learn about what the F-117 until like 12 years after its service started. It
is speculated to be a hypersonic autonomous UAV. That is the rumor mill surrounding the SR-72. We know it's under works by Lockheed. We know it's a UAV, and we're pretty sure it's hypersonic. So like it would be epic. It would just be epic.
Cassidy, I want to know how many gigabytes each picture on an SR-71 camera is.
Puka, thank you for the biddies, Puka. Sleep well. Take care. Thanks for hanging out.
Because I have a medium frame camera and its pictures are a half a gig and they're nothing like what the camera would be in it.
I don't know anything about the DJI Phantom 4. The only stuff I know about for DJI is the Mavic 2. I haven't played around with a 3. But yeah. It's dude, like there's unconfirmed reports surrounding the SR-72. Like we're talking like a UAV flying at like Mach 6 and shit like that. Like, but we don't know. It's all skunkworks still at this point. We won't know for decades probably. I may not even know in this lifetime what it would be. The speculated date that like people thought that the program would be finished by and that they'd be building them like for production would be 2025 last I had heard. But again, it's sheer speculation and like minor leaks from inside industry. Like it's extraordinarily difficult. Like this is some next level shit, guys. Like trying to get information out of Skunkworks. This is the kind of shit.
This is Area 51.
Yeah, like that's what the whole function of Area 51 is. It's a test facility for Lockheed Skunkworks, right? Like
Cassidy, I have a Leica medium format.
So yeah, I'd love to fucking get a peek at an SR-72 and see what she looks like. Because the 71 is sex on wings, right? Like I'd love to see what the 72 looks like, especially without the need for a pilot, right? If it is truly a UAV, right? Like its form factor is going to be slightly different. Oh my God, and the G's it could pull on a turn, like that, yeah. Oof, love to see it. X-37B is the triangle craft, right? I'm not even gonna look it. I'm not even gonna bother looking it up. Look it up. Let me now look it up. It's the triangular craft, right? Or no, it's the X-37B is. Wait, is that? That's the orbital test vehicle, right? The X-37B is the orbital test vehicle. Is that Boeing? That's Boeing, right? Yeah, that's the one that was in orbit for like a while, right? Like there was a test launch and it was in orbit for a while, and they like a few people on ground were tracking that shit. All right, so X-37B, Boeing Autonomous Systems, re-entry spacecraft operate in low Earth orbit. Yep, it is the it's a reusable robotic orbital spacecraft. Yep. I remember when ground space nerds were tracking that for a while. Say goodbye to orbital flight if Elon puts 42,000 satellites in low Earth orbit. I know, right? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, sweet. Totally off topic question.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
just
Alpha
updated.
20 is awesome.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I just updated it. Should I just make the new world and just do random world, or should I do one of the pre-gens?
The random world generator actually works.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Elon's based. What happened to the Concorde airplane? I mean,
Too expensive.
yeah, a bunch of stuff happened, but at the end of the day, it's really expensive to run one of those fuckers.
Nobody really.
They were gorgeous, though.
Yeah, they were gorgeous, but the advent of, I mean, they saw the writing on the wall and were like, yeah, people aren't going to need a 2-hour flight.
I mean, Goat, it lots of fucking planes have crashed. that wasn't the issue at the end of the day. A plane crash.
Boeing 737s are still in the air. So.
Yeah, like it's a cost issue at the end of the day. Space Force, it could be like Galaga.
The Little Book of Common Sense Investing is okay, I guess. I mean, it's basically a boiled down version of Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor.
I wanted to show this. I forgot about this. So Argentina, Argies, man. Fucking Argentinians, Chileans, they don't fuck around. Like, they don't fuck around. So the Chubut province in Argentina has a law from 18 years ago that forbids open pit mining in the province outright. They recently passed a law that opened doors to exception zones. They basically would allow for exceptions to certain types of mining as well as exceptions to certain areas. Pan American Silver. They're a Canadian mining conglomerate. Apparently bought a bunch of the politicians. So, like, they passed that legislation that opened the door, and, well, this happened. If you don't speak Spanish, that says traders on the side. And we're gonna get an overhead view of the provincial legislature building.
I like that sconce. That is a cool looking sconce.
So that's what the building looks like. A little bit after that. So yeah.
Must be nice living in a country where getting arrested, the chance of getting arrested is about slim to none.
Oh, Argentina.
Or where the police are actually on your side.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They're not on their side. They're just fucking like.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I mean by on your side.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that was the Argentinian province of Chubut, building of a legislature house earlier in the day, after they passed a law that would allow for open pit mining.
Good for them. Good for them for burning it down.
It's like,
Damn it.
it just, it is what it is. I would in no way, shape, or form advocate that sort of action. I neither approve nor condemn it. I am purely agnostic and merely reporting on it as an independent journalist. This grin on my face, pay no attention to that. So
He suffers from the polar opposite of resting bitch face.
yes, this is rest.
I'm thinking John Paxton is like finally some local peoples have decided to rise up.
Kai's got resting schmuck face.
You know there was a one-man BLM protest in Kyrgyzstan? Shout out to that. Are you fucking serious? Kaiser, you gotta send that over. I want to see that.
Hold on, I'm looking. Yeah, you're gonna have to find it for me, Kaiser.
That's fucking wild. I want to see what that looks like.
No,
Poor
John
bastard.
Paxton clown. John Paxton wrote the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Krusty, I was getting ready to type about the smile. The smile, dude, this is a genetic condition. Don't, that's ableist, Krusty. Don't make fun of me. Don't point out the fact that I'm grinning at this. I have a neurological condition that renders me laughing and giddy and smiling at just discordant news like that. It's when I receive horrible news about like a legislature being burned to the ground because they fucked around and found out, I have an automatic reaction where I start grinning. This is a medical condition.
Kai's got Joker 2019 syndrome.
Again, everything I just said is well within TOS. Prove
Correct myself. It's John Perkins.
Yeah, Rev, I feel you on that one. When you're doing theater training, you learn one of the things that gets taught you is the uncomfortable laugh. That like if you are performing something and there's like rape or something really uncomfortable for the audience, and you're going to expect laughter, and it's just an automatic reaction. There's a subset of human beings that automatically just laugh at uncomfortable topics. It's a coping mechanism. Yeah.
That's why people laugh at bad comics that are doing racist tropes.
Yep, it's just like fucking so. Oh fuck me. I feel like pulling it here, and just moving into bad movie night. I did what I gotta do. Yeah, let's see. Let me refresh this.
Sorry
shit.
for cutting you off like that.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I got done what I needed. I want to do on a stream and shit like that, and like I'm good. Like,
I wanted to ask Chad if we should start doing specifically Christmas-styled bad movies because there is a shite ton of them.
well, y'all need to figure that shit out, and I will make that happen, one way or the other. Aka said, I'm out. Bah humbug. Cassie's down for it though. Either way, yeah, if you want to join us, it'll be in voice chat on the Discord server. Otherwise, I think tech support is tech support. Are you around tech support? I'm gonna raid your person, tech support. They're actually on this time. I refreshed and checked. So
I request Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. We do not need to watch the first. It is summarized in the sequel. It's worth it.
Buddhist, Buddhist, anarchist tech support. Krusty, see you smiling. Bye, Krusty. You're always welcome to join us, Krusty. But yes, everybody else, another week down, another week survived, even though Kat and I came out this week with injuries. Fucking, yeah. We did some praxis. We did some stuff. We covered some topics. We did a few hot takes across this week. We flew eerily close to the sun a couple of times this week for sure. But either way, love you all. Take care of yourselves. We're gonna raid over to oh, Buddhist, it's your person? Buddhist, is it your person? I'm sorry, I thought it was tech support's person. Okay, Buddhist, sorry, I'm misattributing. Buddhist, we're raiding over to your person then. Too much shit in my head, man. But yeah, we're gonna raid over to your person, Buddhist. Either way, everybody else, see you over the weekend. See you in shit and Monday and stuff. You know all the other things. Let's go say hi to the jeweler. Catch y'all later. We're clear.